Is it you have to chart your own path? You know that, but how much added is it that you get to wear the colors in that uniform that you did?
I think it means a lot to me. It means a lot just because somebody who is very important in my life did it before me, right? So we see people all the time play and go to schools for certain reasons, but this is big, right? This is something bigger than me. Somebody did it before me, so now I'm gonna do it the right way, and I'm gonna go a lot farther than he did.
There you go. He has spoken.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, congratulations again. Great job. We've enjoyed watching you play, and we're excited about seeing what happens on Saturdays coming up in the years to come.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Those are the thoughts of Braylon Johnson, very impressive young man. And I told Coach Johnson that clearly his mom raised him right.
Yeah.
So excited to see what he does at Virginia Tech. Also got a chance to visit with the kid that we named our defensive player of the game last Saturday, and that's defensive lineman Frank Coleman. First of all, congratulations. We chose you as our defensive player of the game, and Coach Criz was really impressed at, let's just say, the time you spent in the backfield on Saturday.
Yes, sir. What was going through my mind is just that I had to come in for my team, play my 111, go hard. It's my last game of the season. I'm a senior. That's all I got. Like, I got to leave everything on the field. That's all I got.
Talk to me a little bit about the season you were able to put together, where at times you were not considered a starter, but you played starter reps, in and out, multiple guys. But you played well enough to make first-team all-region, and when you get your opportunities, just making plays.
Every chance I had, I know last year there was a lot of miscommunication. It wasn't really that good of a chemistry, but we were still good of a team. It was a lot of good athletes. So everything that we had, a lot of good athletes about that, just made me a good athlete. Every rep I had, I just had to go hard on it. I had to play my man on key, everything. Just be a team. But I guess last year, we won a team. But this year, we were the team this year.
Talk about playing for Coach Simmons. He's been doing this a long time, clearly knows what he's doing.
Yeah, Coach Simmons is a great coach as far as in defensive back. He's a great coach. He teach you a lot, everything that you need to learn. He's just an overall. He knows the defense. He sees everything. He learns very much and studies offenses every team we play. Yeah, he has a great mind.
Obviously, you've been around this program. What is it like, having heard about all the things that happened in 15 through 18, to be able to finally grab that ring and win the championship?
Well, 15 through 18, it was very good years, very back-to-back years. And then I just wanted to know that feeling. I went through 4 years of high school. This is my last year. I didn't want to go out without nothing, nothing accomplished, especially in the sport that I love most. I didn't want to go out.
You wanted to know the feeling? How was the feeling?
How was the feeling? It was a great feeling. I ain't gonna lie, it was a great feeling.
Talk about the game. You guys gave up a few plays, but especially in the second half, once you got the working margin, taking care of business.
In a couple plays, sometimes it was just some people didn't react to the way they were supposed to react. Some people, I'd say the offense, they basically just react on our defense. They'll call plays late. Basically, the running back or the quarterback would just try to read our defense. Sometimes we'll be there, sometimes we wasn't.
Talk about your approach. How much do you love the mentality of being a defensive player? Rushing up the field, trying to hit someone. How much does that mentality appeal to you?
It's exciting. It's a good feeling, because it's like getting stops. It's like defense is my favorite side of the ball for real. What we going through defense it gives me an exciting energy, very high energy, and it's the dark side of football. It's just the dark side of football.
Talk to me about what it's meant to you to be able to call yourself a Howland Spring.
It means a lot. It means that I'm glad to be a part of this family. It means that I get to negotiate and have good moments, great history with the coaches, great history with anybody that goes to the school, great history with, some of my teammates. I have good relationships with them.
Well, we had so much fun watching you. Congratulations on your personal accomplishments and on being part of a state championship team that can never take that away from you.
No, cannot. And I'm glad to be named state champion and defensive player of the game.
Well, congratulations. Enjoy the moment, and Merry Christmas. Take care.
Merry Christmas.
those are the thoughts of Frank Coleman, defensive tackle for Highland Springs.
Like your old bud.
It was great to catch up with him, and he had a great game on Saturday.
And I told him, I said, I don't know where you're going to go from here, but if you got to end it, that's a good one to end it on.
That's a fact. Okay, we got keys and kickoff just around the corner. We'll wrap up pregame next on Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
From the Pearson Signature Dealership Studio, this is the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM, WRNL Richmond, and WRVQ HD2 Richmond. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Did you know that West Broad Honda is Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer? No surprise, because at West Broad Honda, you'll find the best shopping experience anywhere. Listen, we know inventory is an issue these days, and that's why we're excited to let you know that we've got 2022 Passports and Pilots in stock now and ready for immediate delivery. But if your heart is set on a different Honda model, stop by today and reserve your Honda and get exactly what you want. And ask us about Service Pass Plus, covering your first 3 years of scheduled maintenance. See us on the web at westbroadhonda.com. Why buy anywhere else?
For one local RVA business, 54 years in business means quality, integrity, and great customer service. Celebrating their 54th anniversary this year, Bunkie Trinity Trophies wants to thank their loyal and dedicated customers for choosing their awards since 1968. As one of the most recognized names in Richmond high school football, Bunkie Trinity is proud to sponsor local high school football again this year. Thank you for putting Bunkie Trinity on top for 54 years. Bunkie Trinity Trophies, 12 East Gray Street along Richmond's historic Linden Road.
Have you been waiting for the perfect time to propose or show them how much their love means to you? The first of a lifetime of holidays surrounded by those you love is just the moment you've been looking for. And at Diamonds Direct, we're here to make that magic happen. Diamonds Direct's got the unbeatable prices you're used to, plus 0% interest financing for 3 years. You can get the most amazing romantic gift and spread your payments over 3 years with 0 interest. That means an $8,000 diamond pendant or tennis bracelet is just over $220 a month. At Diamonds Direct, we have the best gifts: rings, bands, earrings, all new one-of-a-kind designer jewelry, starting as low as $500. So relax and enjoy the holidays. Get that incredible gift at a price you didn't think was possible and take advantage of 3 years 0 interest financing. Come in today or go online for store hours and directions, and check out our all-new holiday gift guide to make it super easy. Happy holidays from Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
It's time for the kickoff of the high school football game of the week on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
Hand off Dortch, and there's running room. Or you could just do that. 50, 45, 40, 35, 30. Still on the ground. Touchdown, Springer! No flags on the play.
Oh, you could just do that.
Now back to Gary Hess and Gary Criswell with the call of tonight.
First of all, I want to point out this first time all year.
The officials for today's Big River Rivalry game for the Central Virginia Football Officials Association are donating their time today. Referee is Joe Lomax, umpire Wilson Washington, center judge Kevin Pellicer.
Blitzing from the back position.
And as the game goes on, we'll be interested to see if that actually happens.
Yes, exactly. Depending on, you can use it as a governor if you're the officiating crew to even out the game. So it's no blitzing from depth. The college kickoff rules will apply. We will have good kickers today, and there's no rush on punts. They expect you to get it off in 3 seconds.
Right, with no rush on the punch, you can't just stand there.
Yeah, 3.16 seconds will get it blocked with level of distance. But
I like that they put that in there because no rush in the punch. I'm just going to wait for all my guys to get down there, then I'll kick it.
Yeah. And I will tell you, All-Star games are very simple because I gave out the rules for the second. That's going to be a lot of man-on-man pass protection, a lot of man-on-man run blocking, a lot of zone blocking, whether it be wedge type, inside zone type. They might work up to the second level, but then a lot of outside zone, and it's going to be combination routes on both sides and probably a bunch of quick screen game. And so it's all about minimizing your mistakes because you don't have the team chemistry, the things that go wrong with passing games, the thing goes wrong with timing on running plays and all. They take center stage in these games. So it's just basically a team that doesn't make a mistake, and the team and the coaches that find the hot hand too. Because we looked at those players of the game, Gary. I remember some huge, like does Tink Bell ring a bell?
Tink Boyd.
Boyd ring a bell. I called him Tinker Bell. And he was our first. Hey, I can.
What I remember about Tink Boyd was that was back when you still had pseudo contempt for the private schools, and you were like, oh, he's a Glenn Lee kid. Oh, never mind.
That's true. Another Glenn Lee legend flips out through the.
I got a great note on our Facebook page this week from Rodney Leeper with all the kids that played together at Glenn Lee and some of the pictures of those kids when they were younger, and it's like a who's who of the last several years of high school football locally. But the South wins the toss and defers. North will get it first. Let me share with you the coaching stats for today's game. For the North team, the head coach is Tim Jean-Pierre from Hermitage, P.J. Anderson from Godwin, Joe Harrison from T.J., Marcus Lewis of Verona, John McCauley of New Kent, Jeremy Pruitt of Armstrong, Shane Reynolds from Mechanicsville, and Earl Kinney, the assistant at Hermitage, helping out as well. On the South team, the coach is Matt Hutchings, the head coach. Matt Hutchings, the coach at Midlove. Thomas Dale's Kevin Tucker, Billy Mills of Dinwiddie, Gary Brock from Blessed Sacrament Huguenot, Jim Henderson of Monacan, James Rowley of Huguenot, Justin Keeler from Colonial Heights, Bruce Perkinson of Thomas Dale, and Kevin Burks from Midlothian. The game directors, Bryce Fritz from the North, and from the South, Greg DiFrancesco. The officials have donated their time today because all of the money raised from this game go to charity. Gary, who are the guys who stepped up?
The referee is Joe Lomax. The umpire is Wilson Washington. The center judge is Kevin Dolliver. The linesman is Chad Johnson. The line judge is Columbus Shackelford. The back judge is Jay Hearn. The field judge is George Gregory. The side judge is Mia Stewart. The clock operator is Jim Creasy. The play clock is Al Elmore. And the guy that watches Al Elmore and makes sure he does his job is Chip Perkins.
There you go. Well played. Okay, so the South wins the toss, defers. The North will get it first. North in all blue, the South in all red. The North will get it first. Grayson Ross back deep, the Patrick Henry standout. And there is an end-over-end kick that'll be going out of bounds. And the question is, it hit the defender.
Yeah.
It hit the
Aleem Foster Powell.
Yep, that was Aleem Foster Powell back there, and he let it hit him before it landed out of bounds. So instead of having it at the 35, the North will start at its own 14-yard line.
First thing you need to avoid, but also not as advertised, not a very good kickoff there. I'm not sure.
It's the kid from Manchester, right?
John Davis.
So Cole Elrod will start at quarterback. Grayson Ross is in the backfield, along with, I believe that's Kamari Eberhardt from Armstrong, who I heard was very impressive in practice this week. So Elrod takes the snap, going to be a jet sweep. It's going to be a reverse, picked up back to Elrod, who throws a wheel route to nobody. So that play definitely looked like the team that only practiced for 5 days.
Welcome to All-Star football. The closest receiver was number 75, and before you judgment, he was 15 yards down the field.
Yet no flags on the field, 2nd and 10.
Welcome to All-Star football.
I'd be ashamed if there was a flag on the field.
So we're not going to give you starting lineups because guys are going to be in and out. We're going to pick up the skill kids as they go. Karan Ferguson looks like playing in the slot. Looks like, let's see, that's going to be Leonte Ulahe as the wideout. Handoff on 2nd down. I believe that's going to go to Eberhardt on the carry, the kid from Armstrong.
Let me tell you something, Gary. The one thing you get in All-Star games, you see some of the best 1-yard runs ever. And Eberhardt, that was it. It looked like it was a cutback play, except the defensive rush made him cut back.
There you go. Some of the defensive players for the South we see out there are Darrell Height, the defensive end from Hope. You can see that Hopewell helmet very clearly at defensive end.
He's Powell in the game.
3rd and 9 possession play now. Elrod back to throw. Wide receiver screen is complete. Flag comes in. Ball comes to the 20-yard line. Pass was complete to Aaron Johnson from Glen Allen. I think that's who that was.
Yep. I wish he just put the flags away, especially on wide screens, Gary, because that would open up play a lot. But as a face mask, you got to call those because of safety.
Yep.
And that's going to get the yardage alone will get them the first down because it would not be an automatic first down, I don't believe.
Well, they still have 5-yard face mask in high school.
Well, that'd be enough. And that's what they call it.
It's going to be close. Are they going to make it a first down or not? Yep. They will move the chains.
Elrod is the perfect choice for this, especially if they introduce the quarterback runs.
1st and 10 at the 24. Elrod will be flushed out of the pocket. Look to throw. Now he'll run to the 25, to the 30, to the 32-yard line.
You just got to put the ball in his hands. When you told me he was going to quarterback by himself, that's barring injury, that is exactly what you want in an all-star game.
Yeah, I believe the other quarterback will be Karan Burton.
Yep. And now you know what will happen there. It'll be the Hermitage offense.
So Adrian Mosley from Glen Allen checks into the game.
With the running plays in. But Aziz Powell's back there, and it's a 2nd and short, but I'd like to see him do something deep here.
2nd and 1 from the 33. North with the initial pass of the game. Aziz Foster Powell, it's one of those old sweep style plays, and then he turns it upfield.
Yeah, they try to do the outside zone stretch, but as the Springers found out last weekend, there's plenty of room when you cut back. And as I surmised, and we haven't asked Coach Johnson tonight if they changed the blocking scheme, but man, Christian Martin changed the pace of the game because he kept moving the chains by running back inside on the speed option. Never seen anything like it.
4 wides for Elrod. They'll give it on 1st down. And the running, that's Will Noel, I believe, from Glen Allen. And he's got running room to the 50, to the 40, and out of bounds.
Well, we're a week away from Christmas. Why wouldn't Noel break off a big run? But let me tell you, the gift giving was the great block by the right side of that offensive line.
Names on the back of the jerseys helps, right, Adam?
Yeah, and I saw the big GA on this side.
Yeah, that'll help too. Yeah, and so the trouble we have here is that, interesting, from 137 to the other, that's a 26-yard run for Will Noel. 1st and 10. This time they'll give it to him again. He turns it upfield to the 35, to the 30. We saw him once earlier this year against Patrick Henry. He looked like a world beater.
Yes, he did. He had a big night. In fact, all the skill position guys did in the second half for sure.
Yeah, they look like a really good team that night.
Marshawn Harris, the offensive lineman from Island Springs, got a great block at the point of attack at that time. head over tea kettle with the defender.
So 9 yards, 2nd and 1. Every coach's favorite play call, Gary.
Yes, it is.
Now in the backfield is Bobby Pastor from Deep Run High School. They'll fake it to him, back to throw Elrod. He gets rid of it over the field.
That's got to be interference.
Yeah, there was definitely some prevention of matriculating down the field there.
It looked like Busby. I think that was Busby on the receiving end of that.
Trying to see that number. Is that a 4?
Yeah, I thought it was. Well, there was a 7 out there as well. So.
They're waving the flag.
Why would it? I mean, it was obviously a hold coming out of the break. By the way, this is a great drive for the North because Elrod, except for the improvisational run, has basically been able to run the offense.
Elrod gives it to Pastor. Let's see if I don't think he's going to get the first down there.
Yeah, that would have been a big key for Elrod that time. I know it's easy for me to say, but they were pinching inside. There's nothing that prevents you from doing line stops now.
So a loss of a yard, 4th and 2 coming up.
Got a couple of speedsters in there,
What's
too.
the time check on the clock? I cannot see the clock.
Ferguson, 8:08.
8:08 to go, first quarter. This is still the first possession of the game.
Ron Ferguson in the game.
Kamari Eberhardt is the running back. It's a quarterback power. And Elrod finds running room. Gets to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, and rumbles down inside the 10. 1st and goal for the North.
We might have another face mask at the end of that play, or a late hold, which would not affect the first down situation. Wholesale substitution by the South. Probably a good move.
It is a downfield hold against the North.
It will be first down.
Yeah, it looks like the hold happened at the 9. Not every day you see a 20-yard downfield hold.
And it's never in an all-star game, I might point out.
So a 1st and 10 at the 19.
Just saying.
Or the 24, excuse me.
Just saying.
So it was a 15-yard downfield hold, excuse me. So the ball's at the 24, and this initial possession by the North has gone well.
I mean, it's uniquely crisp.
So 4 wides. Including quarterback power again. Elrod gets a couple before he's pushed back.
I'll have to see how they're blocking that, because that time it almost looked like he was trying to run a counter play. Gave a little step to his right. Got down there. Only moved the chain. Only moved the box to 1 yard.
So a 2nd and 9 coming up. Foster Powell now in the backfield. Revolving door in the backfield. Keep those guys fresh.
I like it.
Wide receiver screen. High catch is made. And that's going to be down to about the 17-yard line. Goes Cohen Busby from Mills Godwin.
I tell you what, he was the gentleman that was held, too. I can't confirm that. That's some ups right there, wasn't it?
Well, he was tall to begin with. And he needed all of it. Gets 6 yards to the 17, creating a 3rd and 3. Just underway here at Randolph. Make it in the Big River Rivalry All-Star Game on Sports Radio 910 The Fan. Brought to you by West Broad Honda and by Funky Trinity Trophies.
Did you know that West Broad Honda is Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer? No surprise, because at West Broad Honda, you'll find the
and
best shopping
incomplete.
experience anywhere. Listen, we know inventory is an issue these
days. That's a new product.
So the incomplete pass was tipped in the goal line. I apologize for the false cue there, just giving a few love to the sponsor. So a 4th and 3 coming up at the 17, and here comes the field goal team.
Oh, yeah.
The kicker is from Atlee. His name is Zach Chantre. And I believe his Zach Chantre is number 19. or I should say he's the punter. The kicker's from Goochland, the other number 13. 19.
This is Black kicking.
Yeah, so Black is kicking. Chantray's the punter. I apologize. So Black's kick, well, that's why he's the kicker.
Yeah. It's wide right.
No good, wide left.
It almost knocked the screen down.
But holy cow, what's the time cue?
The time cue is half a quarter, 6:02.
So I cannot, in my position. So half the first quarter, no score with that one drive. Now the South takes over. We'll see who's out there. Whistle and a stoppage. And that's going to be a procedure penalty.
Yep.
Quarterback is that Cooper Meads or Trevelyan?
It looks like Meads.
Yes, it does look like Cooper Meads. And with the head coach being his coach, that really doesn't surprise me.
What are you saying?
Go with the guy you know.
There you go.
So first and 15. It'll be a handoff on first down. Let's see if we can catch who that was. Gary, help me out. My money's on Brandon Rose, but we'll see. Looks like a Thomasdale helmet, and it's number 4. That's definitely Brandon Rose. That's who I'd have given it to.
And that's the shortest run we've seen him do.
So a second and 14 at the 16. That's a 1-yard run by Rose. Cooper Meads in at quarterback. He'll be splitting the quarterback duties with Dylan Trevelyan from Powhatan. Everybody looking at the card. 3 receivers left, 1 to the right. Back to throw. Flags come in. Wide receiver screen is complete. To the 20, to the 25, to the 27, but this one's probably coming back.
I think he's going to have an illegal procedure because of maybe not enough guys on the line of scrimmage.
When the flag comes in on both sides, it's usually not 7 guys on the line of scrimmage.
Right. Because they're signaling each other who's covered and who's not.
It is a procedure penalty against the South.
Now, this is what all-star offense is supposed to look like. Dazed, confused.
And with emphasis on the word confused.
With the telephone book size play chart on their wrist. All right, 1-by-3 formation here.
So the ball's at the 12, second and 13. Back to throw Meads. He'll roll to his left. Flag comes in. He gets rid of it. I believe he was past the line of scrimmage, and there's the second flag.
Yep, past the line of scrimmage and a holding penalty. They'll take the holding penalty.
Because of where it was.
Yep.
So you're going to see a hold and an illegal forward pass, and the hold happened way back at the 7.
That was on the scramble, not on the drop back, and that was what got the offensive lineman so deep.
So there's the signal, hold, and I think they know that's the one they're going to take, so they didn't even bother with the illegal forward pass. I want to give a shout-out to some of the folks that sponsored this game today, beginning with Loyalty Toyota, the presenting sponsor of the Big River Rivalry this year. Thank them for stepping up. Also want to give some love to C&F Bank of West Point and our friend Jason Elkin at Elkin Sports Performance for being sponsors of the Big River Rivalry today. And also, you know, that's where we also want to mention our radio sponsors today, West Broad Honda and Bunkie Trinity Trophies. Okay, so still working. There's the holding call. And that is declined. They're going to take the illegal forward pass. Is that because it's a loss of down?
That's correct.
So that is going to make it a third down play coming up.
And that would be they to give up a down, they're giving up 5 yards, and that's understandable. Maybe 6 or 7.
So the ball's at the 9, third and long. Meads looking for a receiver, gets him, and then that receiver is hit. And separated from the football.
Brandon Rose again.
So Rose caught it for just a split second, and then when he got hit, the ball got knocked loose, and it'll be a punting situation. And we'll see Grayson Ross and, I guess, Ron Ferguson back there.
You can't go wrong with either one.
No, you cannot.
I will tell you this. That was a great call for a third and forever situation. Goal line. Wheel route.
Punt is blocked. I thought there was no rushing on the punt.
I was told that there was no rushing in this game.
And we'll see what the deal is.
Fairly intimidating. Let's give credit for that great move. Jason Ashby from Douglas Freeman, the Hokie commit, saying, "Hey, listen, this is Beamer ball."
It's like the scene from Major League. Nice block. Don't ever do it again.
Yeah.
And so it's just a re-rack here from the 9-yard line.
What if he's doing it right now?
So now the punt is one hop. Ferguson takes it at the 49. Hey, he had a 49-yard touchdown run last week. To the 45, to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, 10-5 touchdown. 49-yard run, 49-yard punt return.
That is why he is the 5-time sports broadcaster of the year.
About to be sick.
It wasn't enough that the fastest guy on the field has got the ball, and it was obvious that they were returning to the bench. So once he got the ball, the red team didn't have a chance.
You know who's here to see it? The Highland Springs coaching staff is at the close end zone.
Well, yep. And you can't really take credit for that kind of stuff. But as coaches, that was a great play, and that's what All-Star Game's all about. And Aziz Powell is celebrating with his teammate.
And, he did look a little, like we mentioned last week. He does show little flashes of just like his dad used to.
Grayson Ross over there telling him, "You couldn't have done it without me. You should have seen the block out there."
So an offsides on the defense. We'll see if they still kick.
Yeah, let's count it good. Let's add it to the kickoff. He's bringing him back out again.
Yeah, you still have to kick it, guys, just because he kicked it after the whistle.
He didn't make that, right?
The extra point?
Yeah.
I wasn't looking after they stopped, after they blew the whistle.
Yeah, it's 3:35. Now the North is taking a lead.
So Tyler Black from Goochland to try the extra point. And there it is, and that one goes right through the upright. 7-0 North. We'll take time out on Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
Did you know that West Broad Honda is Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer? No surprise, because at West Broad Honda, you'll find the best shopping experience anywhere. Listen, we know inventory is an issue these days, and that's why we're excited. At WestBroadHonda.com. Why buy anywhere else?
Hi, this is Tom Leonard from Tom Leonard's Farmers Market. Our Christmas shop is open, voted best place to buy your Christmas tree in Richmond 10 years in a row. We have thousands and thousands of fresh wreaths, white pine propane, and Virginia-grown Christmas trees at great prices. You'll love them. And say hi to Santa when you come. Every Saturday and Sunday, 10 to 3 o'clock. Tom Leonard's Farmers Market and Christmas shop open every day, 8 to 8, where the customer's always right. Hope to see you here.
You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Bunkie Trinity Trophies on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
West Broad Honda drive summary. There is no drive summary. It's a 49-yard punt return brought to you by West Broad Honda. Why buy anywhere else? And what a kickoff. That 5 yards helped, I think. That was a touchback, and the South will begin at their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, but whatever breeze it is in his face. But it's not a whole lot. Now Old Glory's kicked up again.
Tell you what, we were walking the field earlier. When the wind is not whipping, it's a beautiful day, especially when you look at what the forecast is going to be like in a few days.
Yeah. May I speak for the entire crowd and go, woof.
Exactly.
And both sides are
low snap, quarterback keeper, not designed keeper, but some good play there. The celebration by the North. Sincere Hicks of New Kent on the stop. Was that Sincere? 74, right?
74,
yeah. And is that still Cooper Meads in there at quarterback?
No, that's Eric Britt, 74.
No, okay. Well, who's in at quarterback? I must have looked. No, 70. Eric Britt, 72.
Ooh, this bad one. I can't read the numbers. Or the names. Or what school they're at.
But try not to take that personally. I believe we have a delay, which is interesting considering there are play clocks here. Nope, illegal substitution.
The North is employing an interesting defense. They're actually using Grady Fayhead to kind of fill a gap, and they're basically running. Then they've got the kid from Collegiate, I think.
Did I see you get to talk to Grady down on the field?
Yeah, Hayden Rollison for the Collegiate School.
Hand off to Ashby Berry on first down, back across the 20, across the 25. That's 24. That's got to be Ashby Berry. Yep. So 7 yards on that run, and a 3rd and 4 coming up at the 26.
7, 3rd down and 9.
You kind of really need this one right here for the South team.
Wide receiver screen is complete, but it's not going to get there. Pass goes to, is that number 1? Is that Ty Stevens on the catch? Nope, no, Trey Bagby on the catch. And so that gets... all
right, let's see. We've got the same returners. I'm not sure even in an all-star setting why you would change.
So a 4th and 5 at the 30.
Delay a game. Again. Wow.
The first one wasn't a delay, even though we call it because it was an illegal substitution.
Yeah. I just answered the old rock and roll question. Wow, 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 wow. Wow. I told you, gloves off today. Going to say whatever comes to my mind.
FCC regulated, of course.
Of course.
And there's the punt. Good end over ender. And the defender ran into Karan Ferguson, who did not make there was no fair catch interference because there was no fair catch. Ball ended up going out of bounds, and the North will take over.
Under the ultimate no harm, no foul call.
Yeah. What's the time cue?
And Karan's 48 seconds.
So 48 seconds to go in the first quarter. Coming up in the second quarter, we'll be joined in the booth by a guy who's probably in a pretty good mood today, Billy Mills of the state champion Dinwiddie Generals.
He is in a good mood.
Yes, he is. We'll talk to Coach Mills and call a few plays. Handoff on the jet sweep on first down, cutting it upfield across the 45 to the 46-yard line. See who that is.
Grayson Ross.
Yep, Grayson Ross.
That's a big part of the That's a big part of the Patrick Henry offense, too, the jet sweep, just to get him more touches, but not take him out of the receiver core. He played a little bit everywhere, though.
So a 5-yard gain creates 2nd and 5 at the 46. North leading 7-0 on the 49-yard punt return by the Springer, Karan Ferguson. Another Springer, Aziz Foster-Powell in the backfield now, alongside quarterback Cole Elrod of Hanover. Elrod takes the snap. He'll give it to Foster-Powell, who is tripped up by, I believe that was one of the down guys, number 23 for the South, who got the trip up there. That's Devin Ford from L.C. Bird.
Yep.
I noticed that sky blue helmet. I thought it might be a Skyhawk. 2 yards on the run and a 3rd and 3 call coming up. Is the clock going to run out on the quarter before this snap?
Absolutely, just now.
And so the first quarter is in the books, and the North has the lead 7-0. We'll take time out on Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
One of the most recognized names in Richmond high school football has never scored a touchdown, or intercepted a pass, or even gained a yard. Yet this same name players. And even though their name is the one on the bottom of every award, thank you for putting them on top. Bunky Trinity Trophies, 12 East Gray Street along Richmond's historic Linden Row.
High School Football Game of the Week is made possible by West Broad Honda. 2022 models in stock now, or reserve and get exactly what you want. West Broad Honda, Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer. On the web at westbroadhonda.com. Why buy anywhere else? Guests on the Fan 910 have called the Hadid Road Cleaning Hotline. For all your Oriental road cleaning needs, visit HadidMercerRoadCleaning.com.
For all of your Oriental rug cleaning needs, just one call to Joe Hadid. Learn more at HadidMercerRugCleaning.com.
The high school football game of the week continues on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
Getting ready to start the second quarter here, and we started in grand fashion with a procedure penalty. So 3rd and 3 becomes 3rd and 8 back at the 43-yard line. And we're joined in the booth now by a guy I got to imagine is pretty happy. Billy Mills, the coach of Dinwiddie. First, Coach, congratulations, 15-0 and state champs.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's been a great week.
Obviously, you guys really had an amazing performance there last week, scoring 65 points. Just talk about the performance by your team there in Lynchburg and hoisting the trophy, beating Kettle Run.
Well, I mean, kids approach the game, as you'd like to do it. As this is the next game, and they've kind of done that all year. And, it was really nice getting them out there on that turf. I mean, our kids I knew they were fast, but it definitely was a notch up being out there. So, and Harry did an unbelievable job of keeping the tempo up. And once we realized that. The officials were going to let us play fast. It was pedal to the metal the whole game. So really, and kids executed great.
Karan Burton had a run for 3 yards, but that's short, so a 4th and 5. The North is getting ready to punt it away with 2 receivers back for the South, and it looks like there's going to be another penalty walk-off against the North.
That's going to be the key stat today, is penalties, especially dead ball penalties. I love it. That's all-star games, though, isn't it, Coach?
That's right.
It's a big thing. Hey, Coach, elaborate a little bit. What does it mean when you say the referees let you play faster?
They just did a great job of getting up there, getting the ball spotted, right. and letting us back, and then also we were doing a little bit of a sugar huddle and kind of keeping them in there and making sure, because you just never know, but that allows us to get on the ball really fast and snap the football. That we utilize that a lot. So we wait until the official sets the ball, and then we come out of there really fast. And our kids did a great job with it.
I could see that. Was that a pre-game mention? Did you mention that at all with talking with the officials?
Not really. You just kind of got to get a feel for it.
Right.
I mean, they pretty much know that that's what we do. But you know, even the ones that say they're going to let us play fast, sometimes it doesn't work out that way. But you know, that's kind of why we put the sugar huddle in. I guess 3 or 4 weeks ago. You know, we'd always had it in the package, but we never really used it. We didn't have to. But you know, our scout team is made up of most of our offensive starters.
Right.
We had to, you know, we knew that Hanover was going to do it.
Right.
And they did such a great job in scout team. I'm like, well, shoot, man, we need to use it. You know, so yeah, I don't like putting stuff in late in the year, but you know, we started using it against Warwick because they were trying to match up with people, and you know, come out there really fast. It kind of got them scrambled a little bit, and we just kept going with it.
I heard the best comment from a coach talking about when I was preparing for the Stonebridge game, and they were talking about, you know, the single wing and how they want to line, you know, they want to get in a wedge in the offensive line, and a coach went said, "You got to all right."
And that is going to be a long touchdown pass for the South, and a little turnaround to say, hey, and that is going to be, is that Trey Ferguson on the catch?
Who has a, you know, he had a high ankle sprain. He is committed to the Naval Academy, and I was not sure if he was going to play in that game.
He is so fast. If he's got a high ankle sprain, I'd hate to see him fall.
Yeah.
So we had Nazir Coley with a 3-yard run, and now an 83-yard scoring pass. Dylan Trevelyan from Powhatan threw it to Trey Ferguson, and Ferguson had a step, and that was all he needed.
Yeah, I'm going to have to tell his daddy he interrupted the good story I was telling. The coach from Louisiana that I got referred to talk about, you know, the single wing and the new offense, went to his officials before the game, and he talked about the alignment, and he said, "Don't let your avocation screw my vocation." All right. 9:18 to go.
You had to spell it for me.
That's we're going to take a break.
We were, but
when I first started communicating with you.
No, I had to get a student to help me get it.
But no, it was it's been a fun journey for you, and my only regret is Dinwiddie's still 65 miles away from my house.
Billy, I know we've talked about it some over the years, but I just have to ask you, you know, rarefied air. Correct me if I'm wrong, but when you combine passing and rushing, Harry Dalton finishes the year with 60 touchdowns in 15 games. Just talk about the season he put together. It's mind-boggling.
He's such a warrior. You know, he's a coach's dream. I mean, the kid got unbelievable talent, super fast, very strong. You know, some of the stiff arms that he put on kids, really good football players this year, I mean, including the kid from Cut a Run last week. I mean, that was their defensive end. That kid was a player. I mean, he just buckled him, you know, and, you know, he's got the talent, you know, but he also has the, you know, when your best player is also one of your hardest workers on the team and one of your best leaders, you know, it's definitely a recipe for success. So, I mean, you know, for him to be, he just turned 16 on Tuesday, you know, and picked up 3 offers last week. You know, sky's the limit for that kid. You know, he's really impressed me. What he did through the air wasn't expected, and you know, he just to be a sophomore, first-year quarterback, and be able to do some of the stuff he did. And of course, he created some of that stuff because they were worried about him running. But you know, he finds a guy downfield, open field. He threw for like 245 yards in the state game, and you know, just found, you know, it was like 10 for 13. You know, and, you know, he had an incredible game, and the kid got rolled up against Warwick, and he had a bum ankle.
Right.
He couldn't hardly walk on Monday. You know, and you know, I was, you know, say I was worried would be an understatement, but you would never know it. Kid's just a tough kid, and puts the team on his back. And, you know,
how much was he able to practice last week?
He practiced every day. You know, it was, you know, we had to stretch it out and, you know, get some work done on it. And, My buddy Roger down there at Defy Genetics put him in one of them cryo things and froze him and stuff. And, you know, worked with him all week, and you know, you couldn't tell anything in the game. He was 100%. Looked like.
Billy, we got to go down there for the Thomasdale game, and we got, you know, it's the first time the internet has allowed us to be down there, and we got an up-close look at what Navy Nation is all about. Can you just talk about how much the community support, you know, it seems to be off the charts?
Oh, it's unbelievable. You know, and they've always been that way. It wasn't just this year. You know, they're like that every game. And you know, to look up there in the stands at Liberty and see, I mean, they filled up the whole bottom section of that whole place. And, you know, I don't know if there's anybody left in Dinwiddie County.
I mentioned that. It would be a good time to, you know, do whatever you wanted to do in the streets of Dinwiddie.
That's right. That's right. But they were all there. You know, just probably took me 3 or 4 hours to say thank you to everybody that congratulated us. And, you know, parade the next day. And, you know, we had more food in that field house than I think we'll ever be able to eat. You know, they just kept dropping food off at the gate. And, just, you know, and they've been on the cat since game one. And, you know, just a great place to coach. And all levels, you know, every level we got. I mean, our middle school team won the Super Bowl in the CQL. You know, they supported him. We had people go to that game, drive, then get in the car and drive down to Lynchburg. You know, this is great community support.
So Cole Elrod threw a pass to Karan Burton for 12 yards to move the chains. Then it was a Will Noel run for no gain. Elrod scrambled for a yard and then scrambled again for 5 yards. There was a holding penalty. It was declined, so it's going to be a 4th and 4, and the South is going to get the football back. Sorry, go ahead.
7:22 to go, Gary.
7:22 to go in the half. 7-7 tie. You mentioned Trey Ferguson, Karan Ferguson for the North on the punt return. A couple of really good athletes making plays so far in this game.
Oh yeah, definitely. These guys been fun to coach this week. It was good to. I was tired.
Oh yeah.
But it was great to be able to coach my guys. I got 4 guys down there: Trey, Howard, Spencer, Colin Jackson, and Christian Drumgo was a late add, but you know, we got a chance to coach him one more week. It's really kind of helped me kind of taper off a little bit. You know,
so the punt is a low line driver, but good coverage.
Trey
it looks
Ferguson.
like this.
Trey Ferguson was on the return too.
So it looks like South is going to get it at about the 31-yard line. What's the time cue, Gary?
7:11.
7:11. So you guys go 15-0, win the state title. The Springers go 15-0, win the state title. 804 football is doing just fine, isn't it?
Oh, no doubt. No doubt. I mean, you know, where it's, I mean, I guess it's 17 years now I've been in the area. And, you know, I've always said, I mean, I'm from Southwest Virginia, so they said you got to go east to get to the talent, you know. And but you know,
where'd you grow up down there?
Grew up in Chilhowie, Virginia.
Chilhowie,
yeah. But
they've got some pretty legendary coaches from that area down in that part of the state.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know, you got Phil Robbins down there.
Pulaski County and.
You know, yeah, Coach Hicks at Pulaski, and you know, Coach Willis White. You know, probably the
Salem.
Yeah, probably the best compliment I ever got was that he came up to me. I think we were terrible at Rock Ridge.
Yeah.
But he came up and said, "Hey, stick with it. You're doing the right thing."
Norman Lenneberg at Radford.
Oh yeah, definitely Lenneberg. It goes on and on.
Yep, Steve Ragsdale.
Hess showing off his Virginia Farm Bureau prep minutes or whatever.
Just so you know, I know more than 804 football there, pal.
We actually quiz each other on like nicknames of the teams out there in the West End. What's the off season looking like for Harry? What do you want to do with him? What's his next? Where's his areas for improvement?
Well, I mean. You know, we'll get on the film. We'll start quarterback school probably end of January, 1st of February. I want him to relax a little bit and heal up. You know, we'll get back in the weight room and stuff. And you know, but you know, there'll be some camps and stuff that we hit, and you know, try to make sure that he gets to see whatever school that he's interested in. We're probably doing some traveling, but I want everybody to know who he is and have him get every opportunity he can get. So, I get out the old frequent flyer mile.
Yeah. Nice GT counter that time.
Yep.
First down at the 49.
18-yard run by Brandon Rose to start the drive. Now the South in possession at the 49, going right to left in front of us. I mentioned this to you last week, Coach. Obviously, a state championship in the books for the program, the time you've been in charge of the Dinwiddie program. But to have that second state title kind of puts you in a different category. How you feeling about that?
Well, I mean, that's been our goal since day one. When I got there, it was pretty bad. But I told them, I said, I come here to play for state championships. I'm going to do it every year. And they laughed at me. I had several people apologize to me for what I was about to experience. It didn't get better right away, but got some tough kids down there, some hard workers, and had to have that group that put the work in without seeing the results right away. But it showed up, and then it's about hitting every milestone, trying to take that next step. And, that was definitely
a little push off.
That's going to be called. Flag coming in from two different directions.
Trey
Ferguson, Trevelyan, and Ferguson. Dylan Trevelyan's looking, hey, Trey Ferguson, where you been all my life? So we'll wait and see. That might have been a little offensive pass.
It was. Billy, I remember those days, and I've called attention to it a couple of times. We went down and spent the day with you, and you just got a bunch of new video equipment, and I thought that was good. And you had Adam going. I guess you'd had one season with Adam.
Yeah.
And but I was impressed by the plan you had, but also, if you remember, you went and got kids and introduced them to me.
Yeah.
And you said you can be sure these guys, you're going to hear from these guys. One of them was the big defensive tackle that went to Cat.
Yep.
And I think he was in middle school at the time.
Corey Marshall.
Marshall, I was just going to say.
And but I just knew that you had it going in the right direction. I remember the first game we ever broadcast, and it was a nightmare game for you. You finished up with Meadowbrook. It's 9-0.
That should be an incomplete pass.
Yeah.
That should be an incomplete pass. They threw the beanbag, so they didn't treat it like that.
Yeah, good. Yeah. But no, that was some good stuff. But talking about then, you used to explain to me that Adam would have to call the pass protection, and part of your pass protection, you ran extra wide splits so the guys that have longer to run at them.
That's right. And,
putting those 145-pound guards out in front of those defensive tackles.
Yeah.
So to catch up a little bit, Daquan Pegram had a 6-yard run. Then there was that offensive pass interference, and now this was an incomplete pass. So a 3rd and 19 play coming up from the 40-yard line. So obviously you got Harry back, so that answers a big part of the question. I know you lose some key pieces. What does the cupboard look like for next year for the Generals?
Well, like I said, I mean, I got some tremendous, coaches in the lower level. Going Steve Beasley, who's a legend in Dinwiddie himself. He heads up the middle school program, does a tremendous job. Got some great staff guys, a lot of Dinwiddie guys there. And then BJ Slade does my JV, and coaching JV for us is not easy because if you're good enough to play on Friday, I pull you. It doesn't matter what grade you're in. Harry was a freshman last year, so but he's got an unbelievable attitude about it. He's like, he doesn't let the kids make excuses. It's about let's go find a way, and he wins with them. And that toughness, he won the district last year with he didn't have very many guys at all, and he gets those guys ready. So we got a big chunk of our offensive production back for us, and Harry and Raphael and Zaylen Wiggins and Raphael Tucker. We'll have some holes to fill. I got 2 of the best O-line coaches in the state, and the best assistant coach in the state, David Davis. He's been with me forever. And, he just finds a way to take a kid and elevate it. You know, a kid that you might not even think would be playing O-line ends up out there and getting it done for you. So, you know, we'll have some guys have to step into some roles, but I feel good about it.
Adam, just the schedule of the state pretty tough on what you did.
You know, we still got GW in first game, and we still got North Stafford. Heritage, you know, me and Brad talked at the game, and he's like, we want to drop you. And you know, I understand, but we picked up Maury, so we're excited about that.
Buckle up, brother.
Yeah.
Where is that going to be?
They come to us first. They come to us.
Wow. We might
might
have to make a trip down for that.
September the 15th. There you go.
Yeah, we got an up-close look, and they had a lot of freshmen and sophomores on the field. Aziz Foster-Powell with a 2-yard run. Grayson Ross had a good punt return. North begins at the 40. 7-7 tie. Elrod throwing deep down the far side. Good coverage there by the South, and an incomplete pass. So, Billy, we are so happy for you, and so happy for Coach Lauren Johnson too, and to be a part of it. And you know, you had what Trinity Episcopal did in the private school league, 3 state champions in the RVA, and we like what you got going on down there. It's pretty exciting times. You look at, and one thing I didn't ask you about, the support you get just talking to out of the school community, your former AD, your new AD Archie Tortories, and just, you know, we talked about Navy Nation, but that inside the school is part of that too.
Oh yeah, no doubt. You know, they were all down there. Starting with Miss Pittman, you know, the things that I had to do to starting off with. You know, Barbara Pittman, the chairman of the school board now, she was my principal that hired me. And you know, we were doing some stuff that they had never done before. You know, and working year round in the weight room and stuff. So, if it wasn't for her support, I mean, I can remember a couple of times being in her office, and she said, "So you sure you want to do this?" And I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." I said, "We need to do it," and she didn't question it, even though it probably seemed crazy at the time. But you know, she's backed me from day one, and you know, Jeff Walters, who's in school, he was my AD a few years back when we won our first state championship. And, you know, had great support, and you know, when you know we because of our success, we lose coaches. You know, they get opportunities, and you know, start with my boy Jim down there. You know, Jim Henderson, doing a great job calling the game right now, and it's been fun working with him. You know, Jim was my first hire. He went from middle school assistant coach to defensive coordinator in about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You know, I knew I had a star with that.
Yeah, I'll tell you, when you got it, you got it.
That's right.
Hey, you know, I'll throw one more name for you because I was lucky enough to get to know Miss Pittman because of the business I was in at the time. But you know where I knew you were going to make it?
What's that?
Francis was good.
Oh, yeah.
You were good with Francis,
the
finance secretary.
Francis got her back, dude.
He was the best.
Unbelievable guy. He is.
Hand up to Kamari Eberhardt on second down. He got a 4-yard run on first down. Now he gets 3 more. It's going to be 3rd and short. Well, Billy, we're celebrating with you. We're very excited about everything you got done, and we'll let you go put your coaching hat back on.
You're doing much better without me in it.
Coming in the fourth quarter, you need a rally.
That's right.
I will tell you very quickly. I said when I exchanged texts, and I said pregame, halftime, postgame. You said, I don't know. You tell me. I said that's the text of a guy who just won a state championship.
Yep. And by the way, we're just saying we can be bought. All you need to do is send a car for us.
There you go, man. I'll come pick you up.
That's Billy Mills, the Victoria State Championship coach. Congratulations again to the Dinwiddie Generals, and good luck to the South team the rest of the game today. Thanks for coming in with us for a little while.
Thank you, too, for all you do for football in this area. Man. Really appreciate it.
We love being a part of it. There's no doubt about that. That's Billy Mills, and we're going to let him go. Thanks, Billy. We'll see you later. And so after the 2 runs by Eberhardt, we've got a 3rd and 3 coming up at the 42-yard line in the 7-7 tie. That was fun, Gary.
Yeah.
Quarterback keeper Elrod gets the first down and more. To the 45, to the 35, to the 30, down close to the 20-yard line. No flags on the field. Nice forward lean for Elrod on that run.
And he got forward lean because Trey Stratman from Mechanicsville High School trapped the 7 technique and just blew him out of the way. And I know it pained a Mechanicsville guy to open the hole for a handover guy, but still it was good. You know, Trey Ferguson, I missed the beginning of the play, and I saw Billy's eyes light up, and I got to see the finish of that long touchdown pass.
That's right. So there's the handoff to Karan Ferguson on the jet sweep. Doubles it back just like last week to the 15, to the 10, and out of bounds at the, that's an all-star game. I'm not going to cut it upfield and get hit. I'll just go out of bounds.
Exactly, because he actually gave up on the play.
And that one was definitely a handoff.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, you want to read that because now you've established Elrod will run the ball.
What's the time? What's the time check?
2:30 and hold it.
So a 1st and goal at the 7 after the 15-yard run. I want to thank Billy for making some time for us today. Coach Mills, excuse me. Quarterback power again. Head down. Encounters resistance there from the South team. Devin Ford from an outstanding, I mean, L.C. Bird was no match for Highland Springs, but that defense was darn good this year.
Yeah. Great improvement. You know, Troy and his staff can be really, really pleased.
2nd and goal at the 6. It's a 7-7 tie. What's the time cue, Gary?
All right, 1:58 and counting.
So 1:58, North team in no hurry, plenty of time with the 2nd and goal. Now a stoppage. What do we have here?
Use the timeout.
Timeout taken by the North to make sure everything is as it should be.
You want me to give you an observation on Elrod?
Sure.
You know, one of the things that he brings to his table is he is used to mixing with other athletes because of baseball. You know, in whatever they'll do, the travel squad and all that kind of stuff. And I've seen him with the body language and calming things down. I think that time John Pierre didn't like what was looking, and I think maybe our man Aziz Powell was a little confused about what happened, and Elrod just went over to him, tapped him on the helmet, and said, "Hey, we burned the timeout. Everything's good."
The presenting sponsor of this game today is Loyally Toyota. Also want to thank some of the other sponsors of the game to help more money go to the charities today. First Team Sports, P&G Scholarship Foundation, the VISAA, and Patient First, and there were some individual donors as well. 2nd and 6 at the 6-yard line.
Confusion with the clock, it looks like.
There'll be a player of the game announced from each team. The MVPs that are awarded on the field will also be our players of the game, brought to you by Bunkie Trinity Trophies.
Right, they're looking up to the press box right now. I guess they're trying to ask for adjustment of time. And they're going to go up to 1:42, Gary. I don't know if that changes what you're doing. But Jean-Pierre's laughing like he had something to do with it, so that's good.
Talked to him Coach Jean-Pierre on the field before the game. Aziz Foster Powell cuts it upfield, looking for the goal line. Did he get in? No, he's going to be just short.
Yep, just need one more little surge, but then again, I guarantee he left nothing on the table. He's going to have to adjust his shoe real quick.
Now they'll have a whistle and a stoppage, and a timeout is taken.
South called timeout.
Yeah, I was going to say the South should call timeout. Because all you need is time for Dylan Trevelyan to throw another long pass to Trey Ferguson.
I think you're right, my friend. Dylan Trevelyan. That sounds like a thing.
Coming up at halftime, my chat with Lauren Johnson from Thursday. And if you saw the same chat that we posted on the video on the page, on our Gary and Gary Facebook page, put a link out to it on Twitter as well. I believe that video's gotten and the Braylon Johnson video, both right around 1,000 views already just since Thursday evening.
Yeah, I feel bad for Fred. They should tune in on Fred too.
I know.
I got news for you. We ain't so happy if Fred doesn't get 2.5 tackles for loss. He killed 2 drives with 2 of those.
Yeah, he's a good kid. Oh, whistle. And I believe 3rd and goal at the 1 might have just become 3rd and goal at the 6.
Nope.
Offside. And I see the white hat is letting some on-the-job training go on.
That's exactly what's going on right now. Miss Mia is wearing a white hat.
There you go.
Joe might be tired.
Joe Lomax said, I've been walking all day. Then the right guard jumps offside, and now 3rd and 1 will become 3rd and 6.
Easton Bowman, who's been playing pretty well, they put him in the H-back position. So his mama's got a chance to be very, very happy for him. Right now, you're going to have to come up with something a little bit more exotic, and you need to have this. You still got a minute, 17 seconds. But it's the 3rd down is the concern right here. And evidently, Earl Kenny is the offensive coordinator. He sure looks like he's making this call.
So the ball's at the 5 and like a few inches. Hand off to Aziz Foster-Powell, and he encounters resistance at the 5. Breaks a couple of tackles. Now the Powell moves forward, and now they'll stop him at about the 2.
And up to number 6, Aziz Foster-Powell.
Do you kick a field goal here?
I take the 3 points.
I take the 3 points.
It's not like they're at the 1. They're at the 2. What's the time clock say?
49 and counting.
And now the South, they were going to let it run down and take a timeout. Now the South will probably take a timeout instead. And now a decision for Tim Jean-Pierre. Let's see what, there's the, it was the South. They said, you're going to run down that 20 seconds. We'll go ahead and call it now, which is a good move.
Well, I'm not sure in all the deciding how to handle the red zone call here. I'm not sure that was a great idea because the South may have, the North may have delayed their way into a longer field goal. They left that zone.
Your attendance at today's game. With the goal from the 2.
All right, they've got Powell.
So they're going to go for it. Karan Burton in the game at quarterback, and Burton will keep it running behind Aziz Foster-Powell, and it's going to be stuffed.
A little wild.
So we will let's sneak in a quick break here on Sports Radio 910 The Fan on the change of possession.
From the Pearson Signature Dealership Studio, this is the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM, WRNL Richmond, and WRVQ HD2 Richmond. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
There's no gift that's more beautiful, more versatile, and more meaningful than a beautiful piece of jewelry. And there's no better place to shop than Diamonds Direct, where celebrating memorable moments is our specialty. This holiday season, we've put together our most impressive selection of can't-miss gifts. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, bands for every taste and every price range. And don't worry about higher prices and high interest rates. At Diamonds Direct, we've got your back with our guaranteed best value pricing and 3 years zero interest financing on any holiday purchase. That's right, zero interest financing. So that $5,000 Eternity Band is just over $138 a month. With this special offer, everything's affordable. So come to Diamonds Direct. Let our experts help you choose that perfect showstopper gift for this holiday season. Get holiday store hours, directions, finance details, and see our all-new online gift guide at diamondsdirect.com on approved credit. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
You're listening to the high school football game of the week on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
So with 34 seconds to go in the half, the South begins at the 1 yard line. Brandon Rose will get a carry, and he'll get about a yard, and we'll see. I think the South was hoping to do something, but then when they were at their own 1 yard line, decided not to get too fancy.
2 direct snaps to the tailbacks, 3 in a row. To a tailback or a pseudo takeaway. Ron Ferguson. I mean, there's a lot of Ferguson.
So, gain of 1, 2nd and 9, ball's at the 2, and they will not need to snap it again. So we are going to go to the half with the score tied 7-7, and we've seen some good things and some bad, like you've seen an All-Star game.
Yeah.
Flashes and some things that were not too flashy.
It's entertaining and it's some good execution. I'll be interested to see if they're going to be more interested in making sure they share the playing time, or are they going to let the people that feel like they got into sync? Are they going to leave them out there? At the quarterback position, I'm pretty sure Elrod's spot is safe. I'm not sure what they're going to do for the South State.
Halftime 7-7. When we return, you get to hear my chat with Lauren Johnson from earlier this week. It's the Big River Rivalry All-Star Game on Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
Hey, it's Awad, and I want to tell you about my guy, Trip Tribble, who is from Richmond and a Virginia Tech alum. He's our local All-State guy, and local is always better. Locally grown, shop local, eat local, and local expertise. You're the quarterback of your life, but don't go out there without no line. Let Tripp and his team protect your blind side. Contact the Tribble Insurance Agency at TribbleInsuranceAgency.com.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
High School Football Game of the Week is made possible by West Broad Honda. 2022 models in stock now, or reserve and get exactly what you want. West Broad Honda, Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer. On the web at westbroadhonda.com. Why buy anywhere else?
This holiday season, Diamonds Direct gives you the gift of 0% interest financing for 3 years on any purchase. With high prices and high interest rates everywhere else, Diamonds Direct is here with the incredible shopping experience you need. Our guaranteed best value prices will save you money. And with 0% interest, you can spread your payments over 3 years with no finance charge, period. And for this holiday season, we're showcasing an expanded selection of affordable and timeless holiday gifts. Rings, earrings, pendants, bracelets, colored gemstones, and if you're upgrading your diamonds or getting engaged over the holidays, we have one of the largest diamond selections in America. All sizes and shapes, all cut for maximum brilliance, and all offered at our amazing direct importer, no middleman prices. Check out our holiday gift guide now at diamondsdirect.com. Buy now or come into the showroom. Let one of our experts guide you in finding the holiday gift that's at the top of their list. And enjoy 3 years, 0 interest financing on any holiday purchase. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Guests on the Fan 910 appear on the Hadid Rug Cleaning Hotline. For all your Oriental rug cleaning needs, visit HadidMercerRugCleaning.com.
For all of your Oriental rug cleaning needs, just one call to Joe Hadid. Learn more at HadidMercerRugCleaning.com.
You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Bunky Trinity Trophies on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
7-7 score, halftime, Big River Rivalry. Last week, Highland Springs won the state championship, 33-19 over Maury. Here's my conversation with the coach of the Springers, Lauren Johnson. Coach, you've had almost a week for it to sink in.
Yes.
Has it?
It has not, and I don't want it to at this point in time. I think it's been very, very enjoyable and something that I am relishing here the next couple of days and probably into the new year.
I know you were a little emotional when we spoke to you after the game. How much more did this one mean compared to the other ones in light of the fact that you had two sons that were in uniform on the field?
I think that had a big part to do with it. But I think the more importantly was just the number of kids that I've been around since they've been young pups, playing football with my sons and seeing them run around and do the things that they've done. It was great. It was great to see Karan score the long touchdown. I've seen him since he was a little guy. Kai, make plays. He's done that his entire career. But to see it on that stage, finally, for it to climax at that moment was really, really good.
When you look back at the game, the Maury offense had two really good plays to start the game. So from a setting the tone standpoint, how big was that pick six?
It was phenomenal. I mean, you can't even, with them driving down the field, getting the ball first, driving down the field, and about the 34-yard line, if I'm not mistaken, or somewhere close to that, for Lance to step in front of that ball and take it the other way, really, really take the tempo and the tone for the game.
Lance got banged up, didn't play in the second half, but we saw him from the press box working with the kid who had replaced him in the lineup and almost being a coach on the sidelines. Well, A, what does that say about Lance, and B, what does that say about the culture you've developed?
Well, let's start with the culture piece, and then I'll talk about Lance, because that may get a little bit extended. But in terms of the culture, this is what we needed. The kids needed to see our being for so many years. This group of seniors has not been there. This group of seniors has been to the games, but not participating in the games on a high level or a large part of the game plan be focused around that. So that's something that our culture needed to kind of get back in the groove and kind of reset what we've done in the last couple of years. In terms of Lance Nelson, phenomenal young man, and we're fighting to get him, at the highest level we possibly can. We think he can play football at a very high level, but not every coach sees it the way that we see it. But we've had the fortune to kind of be around him for the last few years and watching him grow as a football player, grow as a person. His personality is infectious. Him teaching young people how to do things could be his career for a very long time. He's very good at what he does. He understands it, and he can relay that information.
Obviously, your team kind of took control late in the second quarter, and then in the second half, there was kind of a semi-fluky play on the kickoff return, but you guys pretty much took care of business second half.
That was the goal, just to finish it. We have been talking about it for 365 years, and then get the opportunity to be there and do it in the fashion that we did it. We knew that we had to put our foot on the gas and keep moving forward. If we didn't, they were explosive enough, and it showed in two of those plays in the second half that they can make plays down the stretch and score touchdowns, and we didn't want to have that happen in a game like that.
Obviously, perspective's a hard thing when you're in the middle of it. 5 state championships in an 8-year run. Can you even wrap your head around that?
Yes, I can. If you would ask me that, back in 2017, 2018, I probably wouldn't even talked about it. But I think at 2022, going through the pandemic, right, which was life-altering for a lot of people in a lot of different ways, you kind of sit back and you relax, and you kind of put things in perspective a little bit, Gary. And now the way I see it and the way I approach football is 10 times better than I did before. So I can enjoy it a lot more. Definitely you enjoy it when you have your sons playing. But with the men that are coaching with us that were taken away in terms of the coaching staff, the players that played on the last 2 teams, all the things that they had to wrap their minds around to even get on the field and play, you just understand now how important this game is and how life-changing and life-altering it can be, so you don't ever want to take it away.
Put your dad hat on for a minute and talk about the season that Braylon and Brennan were able to put together.
Ooh. So this is hard, but I'll give it a try. I talked to Braylon when he was in 8th grade, and I explained to him as soon as his season was over that there was 272 days left before he would step foot in the Highland Springs and put a Highland Springs helmet on and be a Springer. But during that period of time, I told him I would never sacrifice the integrity of the program for what he wanted. What he wanted, he had to earn. So we really took that approach with both boys and explained to them that, hey, eyes will be on you. You'll be scrutinized for things that you could possibly get away with. But you have to go in and you have to put more work in than everybody else. And I think Braylon did a phenomenal job of that over his career. During COVID, Brennan was in the 8th grade and Braylon was in the 9th grade. Get ready to go to the 10th, I should say in a sense. Braylon he put everything he had into working out and doing schoolwork during that period of time because he had the flexibility to do so. And Brennan saw that, and Brennan kind of jumped on board and did the same thing. So everything that I poured into Braylon poured into Brennan, and hopefully Brennan will pour it into somebody else at some point in time. But it was just that opportunity during the COVID period, which some people thought was bad, but it was good for my household, for him to just grow as a football player, Braylon did. To watch him get 2 picks, in the state semifinal game against Stonebridge, with some of the comments that were being made about missed tackles or broken coverages last year, that was great redemption for him, and I was so excited for him. Brennan has kind of done it throughout the year because he's in the box and closer to the ball, and people can't get away from him. He'll chase it down and run it down, and he's in the mix all the time. So as a dad, during the season, I really didn't enjoy, what they were doing. I was just happy that they were making plays for Highland Springs. But as we sit back and we talk about it now, I'm excited about their accomplishments. I'm very excited about Braylon, signing his letter of commitment on Wednesday of next week, and I'm looking forward to it. what Brennan's going to do. He has to now put himself in a leadership position. He's done that for his entire life, but I am excited to watch him do it on this level.
Obviously, they won't both be wearing the same colors next year. You'll have one in Springer colors and one in colors you're very familiar with. How excited are you about that?
I'm very excited. I think the wife is more excited than I am. But I'm happy to see Braylon there. And I told him, and everybody's got to give him a break. You know, you can't compare anything he does bad or anything he does good to what his dad did. He is a better football player than I am, smarter. He has my knowledge with better body. And we'll see if his skill level gets to where mine was. But I had a lot of help and some really good coaches. So I think he's in the same boat. But to watch him play on Saturday afternoons when that time comes, it's going to be exciting for our family.
Talk about getting to celebrate with Springer Nation, how much this community loves this football program.
It's above and beyond what I can ever imagine for a high school football team in the state of Virginia. Sorry about that bell, guys.
That's part of what we do. We record at school.
So, you know, what I am excited about in terms of our community is that they've always been there. From the first state championship to all of the games in between to this last state championship, everybody has been in place, cheering us on, having a great time. And I think it is a phenomenal feat to see when the Highland Springs community gets together, Gary, and they follow us to games in Charlotte and games in, you know, in West Virginia and then the state championship game. I'm excited to be a part of it.
Real quick, I know it's very preliminary, but give me a sneak peek at 23. Christian's back, Brennan's back on the defense, and others are as well. You got guys ready to step up, and that bunch is going to get to open the season playing a school you're very familiar with.
Another school I'm familiar with, my high school, and you know, they hear me talk about it on a regular basis, but now they get to see it firsthand. It's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, definitely for a head football coach to play a school that you went to in South Florida when you were in the state of Virginia. So hopefully that pans out well for us. But I'll tell you this, I like what our offense has coming back. You know, both offensive tackles come back, our center comes back, our quarterback. Guys that have run the ball for us come back, guys that have caught the ball come back. Both kickers, a slew of guys on defense that have had a lot of playing time. They may not necessarily be quote-unquote starters, but they've definitely had enough game time for us to see what they can do. There'll be a couple different changes, not coaching staff-wise, not that, but scheme-wise, we may do a couple different things different, which I think may benefit us and help us, and we're excited about those opportunities as well.
Well, we had a great time Saturday. We're looking forward to seeing what the future holds. Congrats again.
Thank you very much, Gary. I appreciate you guys.
Those are the thoughts of Lauren Johnson. Very excited. Just another state championship season with Highland Springs. More halftime in a moment on Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
For one local RVA business, 54 years in business means quality, integrity, and great customer service. Celebrating their 54th anniversary this year, Bunkie Trinity Trophies wants to thank their loyal and dedicated using their awards since 1968. As one of the most recognized names in Richmond high school football, Bunkie Trinity is proud to sponsor local high school football again this year. Thank you for putting Bunkie Trinity on top for 54 years. Bunkie Trinity Trophies, 12 East Gray Street along Richmond's historic Linden Row.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Mike Chappell here, serial entrepreneur. I started my first business in a dingy basement of a factory in 1986. Instead of customers, my visitors were rats, birds, flies, and snakes. To psych myself up that I was going to succeed, I wore formal business attire and a tie to that lonely factory basement every day. I was a total type A business geek, crunching spreadsheets for my accounting. Today, my fifth successful business, Patriot Software, makes accounting simple for accountants and non-accountants alike, eliminating the need for many of us business geeks to crunch spreadsheets or wear formal business attire ever again. Go to PatriotSoftware.com. Use promo code RADIO and get 2 months of accounting software free. That's PatriotSoftware.com.
Accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
They say a good craftsman never blames their tool, and the best always choose the right one for the job. For the builders and makers of this world, nothing beats knowing you've got what you need to get the project done. Northern Tool is a problem solver's paradise. And with savings of up to 50% off and great new deals dropping every week, we've got the perfect gift for all the solvers on your list. We're made for this. Come see us in store or shop online at northerntool.com.
Hey, it's EB from Sports Junkie. This is Richmond's #1 for play-by-play. We've got the Flying Squirrels, Virginia Tech, and the VCU Rams. Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
The high school football game of the week continues on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
Halftime here at the Big River Rivalry All-Star Game. Our broadcast brought to you today by West Broad Honda, Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer. Why buy anywhere else? And by Bunkie Trinity Trophies. A banquet without Bunkie Trinity Trophies is
just a meal.
And so we thank them for their support of high school football. Rob Hoffman back in the studio today taking care of us. Adam Harrell taking care of us here. Want to thank the folks at Highland Springs for setting us up with the interviews this week, Coach Lauren Johnson and company, and, of course, Coach Billy Mills for spending some time with us as well. He's Coach Criz. I'm Gary Hess. We have a 7-7 tie here. I can't even ask you about adjustments. What kind of, how do you approach this if you're an all-star?
It's all personnel. All personnel, I think. And, again, what do you want to get out of the game? Is it participation, or is it a win, or is it, are your competitive juices being kicked in? I would like to think they'd come out and say, okay, we auditioned a bunch of people, and both sides really did. They rolled in 3 or 4 guys at a time, routinely, regardless of down and distance. They stuck to their plan, so maybe they've evaluated enough to be able to make a run like that. A little bit easier from the north side because, Elrod's doing a fine job. They just haven't been able to finish. I think the stats would be pretty lopsided, Gary, as far as when you take away the Ferguson long touchdown pass. Other than that, I think the North has had the most of it, and but it doesn't. The scoreboard doesn't reflect it, and of course they declined to go for the field goal to maybe possibly get a 3-point lead at halftime. So it's going to be interesting to see how things work out. The North will be kicking the ball, so the South will open, and I'll be curious as to who comes in for at the quarterback spot. Got a pretty good idea who's going to do it by who's warming up right now.
The teams are returning to the field. We'll take our final halftime break. We'll be back with second half action from the Big River Rivalry on Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
High school football game of the week is made possible by West Broad Honda. 2022 models in stock now, or reserve and get exactly what you want. West Broad Honda, Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer. On the web at westbroadhonda.com. Why buy anywhere else?
One of the most recognized names in Richmond high school football has never scored a touchdown, or intercepted a pass, or even gained a yard. Yet this same name keeps turning up at every award ceremony in town. Bunkie Trinity Trophies. For 54 years, you've chosen their trophies and teams and players. And even though their name is the one on the bottom of every award, thank you for putting them on top. Bunkie Trinity Trophies, 12 East Gray Street along Richmond's historic Linden Road.
Have you been waiting for the perfect time to propose or show them how much their love means to you? The first of a lifetime of holidays surrounded by those you love is just the moment you've been looking for. And at Diamonds Direct, we're here to make that magic happen. Diamonds Direct's got the unbeatable prices you're used to, plus 0% interest financing for 3 years. You can get the most amazing romantic gift and spread your payments over 3 years with 0 interest. That means an $8,000 diamond pendant or tennis bracelet is just over $220 a month. At Diamonds Direct, we have the best gifts: rings, bands, earrings, all new one-of-a-kind designer jewelry, starting as low as $500. So relax and enjoy the holidays. Get that incredible gift at a price you didn't think was possible, and take advantage of 3 years 0 interest financing. Come in today or go online for store hours and directions, and check out our all-new holiday gift guide to make it super easy. Happy holidays from Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Join us at Odyssey as we do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. This holiday season, invest in some LED Christmas lights. They use significantly less energy than regular bulbs. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
When you hear Richmond's best sports talk, remember where you heard it. Write it down. The new Sports Radio 910 The Fan. And now at 105.1 FM, you're listening to the high school football game of the week on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
Taking a look at the halftime stats, total yards, 165 for the North, 123 for the South. Cole, 3 of 7 for 22 yards. Also the leading rusher on the North team, 8 carries for 61 yards. 8 different players, 8 different players had carries in the first half. For the North, 3 different players caught the 3 passes as well. So the North has done a great job of getting everyone involved. On the South, Cooper Meads, 1 of 3, negative 1 yards. Dylan Williams, 1 of 3 for 83. That's the long touchdown pass. 5 different ball carriers combined to go for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 carries in the first half for 41 yards. And so 83 yards created, one play created that 2/3 of that 123 yards of offense. So that's where we stand as we get ready to start the second half.
Yeah, and that's all-star games. And that's, I think it's, as far as the way they're played, Gary, except for the first series for the South, which was really ragged, this has been a really well-played game, especially on the offensive side of football.
Right. And the defenses have provided some pretty good resistance at times, too.
Yeah, and they found a way to make it hard to drive that short field, too.
Long end-over-end kick will come down at the 2-yard line. Taken by Deshaun Amin of the South from L.C. Bird. He gets across the 20 to the 22.
And he is rocked. But I'm going to say that's got to be Logan Rhodes, or that's either Kamari Eberhardt or Rhodes.
Trying to see.
There he is.
They got all those stickers on the helmets. It's hard to tell.
Nope, it's Kamari.
Kamari Eberhardt had a little bit of action running the ball as well.
Let me tell you, that was a great, well, first of all, it was a great kickoff. And that's, and it hung up really well. And so you should get the ball at the 21-yard line.
Quarterback keeper on first down. And not much business there. Fumble on the. It looks like that snap was taken by Sean Shaw, the quarterback from Prince George.
Yeah, the athlete. I saw him, the lefty, he was warming up. I'll tell you who blew that up. Jason Abbey just came down hard and chased that play down from behind. When the quarterback hesitated at the point of attack, which is, again, a good defensive stand on that side. That time, Grady Fay had billed really, really quickly there.
Clock gets to 10 seconds on the play clock as they come out of the huddle. Shaw in at quarterback. See Ashby Berry in the backfield with him.
They got to snap this thing. They got it in.
Just in time. And the defense blows up the handoff to Ashby Berry. And a bunch of blue shirts were there to make the play. And I believe leading the charge for the North there was Trey Robinson from King William.
Well,
was that number 1 right there? Yeah.
Yeah. When they gang rush and they fill A and B gap, things aren't good.
Wow, all the way back to the 17, so a loss of 3 and a 3rd and 14 coming up for the South.
And trust me, the initial hit was 3 yards deep.
So Shaw comes out with 2 running backs again. Fake to Ashby Berry. Wide receiver screen. Caught, I believe that's Amin from Bird. And he's not going to get much.
And so 3 and punt. Or as Coach Ronaldo used to say, 1, 2, 3, kick.
That's right.
And part of the big part of the offense is right out there. Grayson Ross.
And Karan Ferguson. Which way are you going to punt it? I'm not sure. Out of bounds.
Because I tell you what, Ross may not have the speed, but he will run into a crowd. Look at this.
So it's a kick headed right to Ross, who catches it at the 39. He makes the first guy miss, gets back to the 35, to the 40, still on his feet to the 45, to the 50. He's still on his feet, and down the sideline he goes. The call that Grayson Ross is going to go for the touchdown. 61-yard punt return.
And I promise you, that is the greatest play in the Big River Rivalry's history. I guarantee you that.
Shout out to my my pharmacist, who's an uncle or a family member of Grayson Ross, was bumming he had to work today at the Publix at Crossridge. Tim Robertson and Grayson put on a show right there, no doubt about it.
My gosh. And my last
What's the time cue on that?
9:08. 9:08. It was funny watching Karan Ferguson wave to him from the right side, from the defensive standpoint. Say, come over here, I got a wall for you. And it was all he could get. In the beginning, that was just trying to borrow some time. He doesn't look like much, but he is a playmaker.
Extra point, up, and good. 14-7 North, timeout, Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
Hey, it's AWOD. Now is the perfect time to download FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, because right now new customers get a no-sweat first bet up to $1,000. That's free bets. In Virginia, first online real money wager only. Refund issued as non-withdrawable. Free bets that expire in 14 days. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Bunkie Trinity Trophies on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
That's how West Broad Honda drive summary. There is no drive summary. A 61-yard punt return by Grayson Ross. And, you know, it was so funny. The 49-yard punt return by Karan Ferguson was awesome. Grayson Ross said, oh, yeah? Watch this. Broke a tackle, snuck up the sideline, broke another tackle, and then squirted through a little hole, and he was off to the races. That was great stuff right there. And then an offside penalty on the kick team stopped the kickoff in progress, so they're going to be bumped back to the 35-yard line. And the kickoff man will be, that's the kid from Goochland, Tyler Black.
And I believe he's handling the place kicking with the Atlee kid handling the punting, which is the other way around, I think. Line drive.
Kickoff taken at the 6 by Amin across the 20 to the 25 to the 30. And that was actually, was that 11 on the return, Adam?
It looked like 16.
I was thinking for the tackle.
Oh.
But yeah, it was number 11.
Yeah, it was number 11 on the return for the South. That was, Chris Drumgoole from they're going to spot it right at the 30, 1st and 10. The North offense hadn't scored a point. They're up 14-7.
Making a little defensive shift this time. Looks like they're going to bring the starting linebacker, one of the captains today, Grady Fayhead, off the edge for this series. Get that recruiting tape better.
Going to be a little touch pass on 1st down. It's going to go to, it might be Kelvonte Carso from Petersburg.
Yep.
Tri-Cities representing with Prince George to Petersburg right there.
There you go.
Gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Yeah, I thought this was. I thought looking at the rosters, I was kind of excited from the standpoint of how many guys we were going to see that we had not seen this year. And that's always a heavily discounted thing over here, doesn't it, for us getting it, Gary?
Yep. So on 2nd down, Shaw fakes to Carso, looks, he throws long, lefty throw down the sideline, and that's going to be good coverage on Tye Stevens, the intended receiver.
Yeah, it's a really good coverage. Kenny face on that coverage. He knows a little bit about secondary play.
That he does.
Of course, right now
once again, Gary. Once again, all the money raised today with sponsorships and ticket sales goes to local charities. This year's benefactors Feed More and the Boys and Girls Club of Metro Richmond. Two excellent choices by the Touchdown Club, if I say so myself.
Trey Robinson, King Williams, playing the nickel.
Shaw looks at his wristband. Now he'll roll to his left, and a great rush that time by the defense. Let's see who finished him off. Is that number 5?
Yes.
That's going to be Dominic Williams from TJ.
All right.
Loss of 6 and a 4th and 15.
And the franchise is back on the field.
Grayson Ross and Karan Ferguson. I love it. Both of those guys are back. Wow, what are you going to do? They're kicking it to Ross again. Ross catches it this time at the 33. And this time they get it wrapped up. And a little extra emphasis there. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's like I missed you last time. I'm tackling you twice this time.
Number 42 for the South. We got to get. Camarosana.
Brent Camarosana.
If I can't say his name, you know who it is. one of my favorite moments.
What's the time cue?
It is 6:43.
6:43 to go, third quarter, 14-7 North. Elrod and company back in on offense. It looks like
little tight trips over here.
Going to be a pitch play. That's Will Noel on the carry. He'll turn the corner, get the 35, and out of bounds at about the 38.
Two really productive runs by Noel. He opened the game with a really nice run. It is a great vibe watching these coaches. Of course, we've got a better vantage point here with the Northern coaches, and just as things happen, we have a lot, I think, long-time relationships with those coaches.
We got, the South coaches.
Well, you get Manchester and Midlothian and of course, Byrd and Thomas Dale and Hopewell. You're right. I believe everything I read on the internet that we're biased. Guess who?
Handoff up the middle, Aziz Foster Powell.
Gary, you were checking something and.
I got it.
Guess who's getting it? All you have to do is see the pile of red jerseys going backwards.
He really is. He really does run like a bowling ball.
He is. He should have ebonite tattooed on his arm. Not that I favor tattoos.
Or AMF.
Oh, no, I favor AMF.
I have Bryce Fritz, the game director, just texted me a quick story I'm going to tell you real quick. Direct snap to Elrod, I believe, that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And apparently, Tim Jean-Pierre, there was some talking about how fast Karan Ferguson was.
Right.
Apparently, there was a sprint this week in the 40. They lined up and did some 40-yard dash, and Ross and Ferguson did the 40, and they tied. Dead heat.
Somebody's missing. Somebody's missing on these kids. Maybe I know Coach Aruza could do something with them right here. They know the track is fast.
Back to throw Elrod, and that's going to be intercepted.
That's a great interception too.
That interception was made by
number 14.
That would be Gavin Hall from Matoaka.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Elrod hit the open man there.
Happens to be on the other team.
Well, I'm going to give the young man Gavin Hall, a little bit credit. He drifted.
Yeah, he did
really well.
He hit the open man because Gavin Hall was in the spot where he needed to be. Yeah. Exactly right. What's the time cue, Gary?
All right, 5:22.
Hey, I want to give a shout out to Blake Petticord, who is a great PA announcer and is our PA announcer here at the game. Bob May is usually the PA announcer. We found out Thursday afternoon that he had tested positive for COVID. And so Blake, on very short notice, is filling in as the PA announcer today, much to his credit.
On the jet sweep. And
from Cooper Meads, catches the little touch pass.
And prep school or not, when he takes the jet sweep, it's the jet sweep.
Right.
It's not the propeller sweep.
That's right. It's a crop duster sweep. Oh yeah, that Trinity team was the real deal.
Yeah. Yep. And he was hurt a bunch, and his when he got rehabbed, they didn't want to do stuff with him because the games were so lopsided.
Meads back to throw in the flat, intended for let's see, David Mann, the tight end from Blessed Sacrament Huguenot.
Good size guy, and that was just misfire by Mead.
14-7, the North leads on 2 punt returns for touchdowns.
By the way, Ferguson's run was a pass there.
Yeah, I counted it as a pass.
Yeah, you don't miss. That's the touch.
Well, it's easy to see it when they're at the part of the field that's right in front of you.
Yes, sir, Mr. Five.
Oh, nearly an interception.
We would have some fun with that call because that's Mike Rose.
That was Logan Rose.
Yep.
And Logan had nothing but green turf in front of him and couldn't quite bring it in.
He had a unbelievable game when we did Godwin and Freeman.
Yeah, had the defensive touchdown and ran the ball, caught 6 passes.
Quarterback. Then they moved.
So a 4th and 4 coming up, and they're going to go for it. Meads back to throw, and he's faced. I know who that is. That's Big Marquise Vincent. Who that is?
Yes, sir. Look,
with malice.
Nice.
Marquise Vincent's like, that's right, I'm bad. Wow, yeah.
I smiled.
We've seen that before.
I smiled when I saw his name on the roster.
We've seen that play before.
I thought maybe his parents would have him in the woods hunting bear or something through the off season. Just clear off that route, that riverfront lot for him.
What's the time cue?
4:06.
Ball at the 48, 1st and 10. Elrod will give it off to, didn't quite see who that was. We'll get a number. When he gets up, that's number 12.
That should be the kid from Armstrong.
Yes, it is. Kamari Eberhardt.
I can see how he's really good at kind of feeling pressure. Got the other pal in here. Wait a minute. It's open dissension in the locker room. Trying to figure out who's. You really can't do that. You got 13 guys in the hub.
Karan Ferguson's like, he doesn't want to leave the game. He's like, don't you know who I am?
Yeah. And don't worry, I can run off fast. Don't worry about it.
Jet sweep coming this way, handoff. And that was going to go to Grayson Ross. Not a lot of business there.
Yeah, just trying to get him the ball. He can't.
Good play that time made by, is that 9? Stephen Folks from Huguenot.
Yep. Lots of different names coming out right now.
So a pair of no gains leads to a 3rd and 10 at the 48. Don't forget, one player of Meads' team will be chosen as our MVPs, brought to you by Bunkie Trinity Trophies.
Okay, it's 3rd and 10.
Those trophies will be presented on the field after the game. Right there in our booth right now, I know.
I know. I got my coat hanging over them.
Oh, down the middle of the field is East Foster Powell. He's wide open to the 10, to the 5, touchdown. Elrod knew it. He had 6 wide open on the little pattern down the middle, out of the backfield, and it's a 52-yard scoring strike.
Remember I told you it was man-to-man pass defense? Well, somebody's got to cover number 6. The problem is he's a linebacker inside, and they snapped the ball, and they didn't care what happened. They were going to get the ball out to him quickly. 3:04, Gary, in the 3rd quarter. Great call.
You know, that's the thing about Foster Powell that I've always admired. You talk about Ebonite and how he's a bowling ball and he's great between the tackles and running over people, but in space he can still run too.
Oh, he's positively just a wonderful receiver. I've never seen him. I've seen him handle bad balls.
Extra point good. 21-7 timeout. Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
One of the most recognized names in Richmond high school football has never scored a touchdown or intercepted a plaques to honor your teams and players. And even though their name is the one on the bottom of every award, thank you for putting them on top. Bunky Trinity Trophies, 12 East Gray Street along Richmond's historic Linden Road.
Did you know that West Broad Honda is Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer? No surprise, because at West Broad Honda, you'll find the best shopping experience anywhere. Listen, we know inventory is an issue these days, and that's why we're excited to let you know that we've got 2022 Passports and Pilots in stock now and ready for immediate delivery. But if your heart is set on a different Honda model, stop by today and reserve your Honda and get exactly what you want. And ask us about Service Pass Plus, covering your first 3 years of scheduled maintenance. See us on the web at westbroadhonda.com. Why buy anywhere else?
The high school football game of the week continues on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
West Broad Honda Drive summary: 3 plays, 48 yards, 102 off the clock. That's 3 plays, 52 yards, and a 52-yard strike from Cole Elrod to Aziz Foster Powell. 21-7 is the score in favor of the North.
I believe you can return a kickoff from out of the end zone in college, can you not?
You can.
All right, that was just a missed call. The referee's doing it out of reputation. The ball went into the about a yard into the end zone. They called it dead.
First and 10 at the 25. Handoff there for the South team goes to Nazir Coley from Cosby.
Had something going for a second there. Nice ankle tackle.
Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 at the 28. So 3 big plays have been key to this lead for the North. Punt returns to touchdowns by Karan Ferguson and Grayson Ross, and a 52-yard strike just moments ago from Cole Elrod to Aziz Foster Powell. Back to throw, Trevelyan. The ball is batted and incomplete. And a 3rd and 7 is coming up. And now the North defense is starting to pin their ears back a little bit.
Yeah, you're getting a little interesting matchup here, Gary. Prep on prep. Willie Jennings was covering Trey Ferguson on that play, and that was one of the primary receivers. He was singled up on him.
It'll be interesting to see with how much more explosive the South offense is with Trevelyan in there if he plays the rest of the way. Whistle and a stoppage. Second, a timeout taken by the South. We'll keep it right here. 21-7 lead. You hear what I'm saying? You know, it'd be interesting to see if they decide to stick with Trevelyan.
It will be. They're using Aziz Powell at linebacker right now.
No, that's the other number 6. That's Sean Macon from Henrico.
Well, they're both wearing gray pullovers on the inside their helmets. I'll take a word.
Maybe it is Foster Powell. Look at his name on the back of his jersey.
Is it?
Yeah, that is Foster Powell. Why not? Because he's like, I'll play.
I always defer to you.
Yeah, that's
because of your resume.
That's not smart.
Adam and I being hard on.
Ideas doomed to fail. Counting on me. Back to throw, Trevelyan gets it off, and the pass is going to be picked at about the 36-yard line, and that's going to get down inside the 20. Let's see who that was.
Pays on again.
Yeah, that looks like Kenny. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep, definitely Kenny Faison.
Yeah, you can tell why the way he celebrates. He celebrates like he used to winning.
So what's the time cue?
2:01.
So 2:01 to go in the third quarter, and the North set up in the red zone after the Kenny Faison INT, and can really put this game in a really good spot with a good drive here and a good run, and that's just going to be a touchdown right there for the North team. Kamari Eberhardt.
That was see Earl Kenny shaking hands. He was the kind of the talk of the group, and you could see all of them, the entire sideline going down there and celebrating. 1:53, Gary, so it took him 11 seconds to run. How many yards?
8. It was 2:01.
Oh, okay.
I was told there would be no math.
Yes.
I do love it when, we've trained Adam when he quotes lines that were uttered on television before he was born.
Yeah.
I've been conditioned.
Teach you well, we have.
Gary, I got a question for you next time we reconvene after the commercial break.
Snap, hold, the kick is up, and it's no good. 27-7, timeout on Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
It's nearly Squirrelsmas in Richmond, and nothing stuffs the stocking like the Flying Squirrels. Give the gift of making memories at the
Tell you about my guy, Trip Tribble, who is from Richmond and a Virginia Tech alum. He's our local All-State guy, and local is always better. Locally grown, shop local, eat local, and local expertise. You're the quarterback of your life, but don't go out there without no line. Let Tripp and his team protect your blind side. Contact the Tribble Insurance Agency at TribbleInsuranceAgency.com.
Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
You're listening to the high school football game of the week on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
West Broad Honda drive summary, one play, 18 yards, 8 seconds. Kamari Eberhardt with the 18-yard touchdown run. South returns the kickoff across the 30 to the 35, and we have an injured player on the field for the South who now gets up. No, for the North, excuse me. Who went to get up and then decided to stay down.
Yep.
Dominic Williams.
Getting medical attention as we speak.
Dominic Williams, the linebacker from TJ, down on the special teams play.
It's nice having last names on the jerseys.
It does help.
Now multiple numbers doesn't help you very much.
No.
It's supposed to be offense, defense, but that grays a little bit. But do you remember the 2019 game when they let them duplicate more than 2 and they were 5 number 1s? The funny thing I remember is that there were 5 number 1s on the North, but we could always tell which one was Isaiah Page.
Yeah. Yeah, I was looking at the players of the game too through the years. Good stories out. Where are they now?
Yep. Tanner DeBrucke jumps out as being a good story.
Yeah, ended up getting a scholarship at Tennessee.
First down, touch pass coming to the near side. It's looking to turn the corner and does to about the 40-yard line. Should be a late hit coming up on the touch pass to Trey Ferguson.
I don't see a flag.
Yep.
Is that 15 playing? Oh, that's Cooper Means.
Yeah.
So gain of 5, 2nd and 5 coming up for the South. South down 27-7, late stages, third quarter. In fact, it went out of bounds, so clock stop should be inside the final minute to go in the quarter. Meads bobbles the snap, gets out of the pocket, gets the pass off, completes it to the big tight end from Blessed Sacrament Huguenot. That is David Mann. Very short gain. In fact, no gain. And a 3rd and 5 coming up.
Then getting shorter.
Is the clock running? I think I saw the clock run.
1:08.
Yep, it's going down. It's currently about 1:05 left.
Thank you for that 3-second update.
Oh, you're welcome. Yeah, much needed.
Meads, Whirlybird throws a screen, and Amin picks it up. He gets loose. One guy to beat, and he will get there for the touchdown. Nice play by Meads. That was a well set up play as he looked left, twirled around to the right, and the screen was set up for Amin.
Gave it time to get the trip screen over there, and he handled the ball and almost fell down, trying to get upfield. And that was a great equalizer and gets the South back in this ball game. Well, kind of.
Number 39, John Davis, to attempt the extra point.
So we got Davis from Manchester with the extra point here.
High snap. Davis on the extra point is up and good. 27-14, timeout, Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
From the Pearson Signature Dealership Studio, this is the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM, WRNL Richmond and WRVQ HD2 Richmond. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Bigger payout. Perfect for Sunday Night Football. Giants at FedEx Field to face off against the Commanders. Daniel Jones always seems to burn Washington. I like him to go over in his rushing yards. I like Antonio Gibson and Brian Robinson to get an anytime touchdown. Same game parlay is just one reason I bet with FanDuel. My friends use FanDuel. We're all using a FanDuel Sportsbook app, which is great because when you win, FanDuel pays your winnings super fast. There's no feeling like nailing a same-game parlay bet. So lock in your bet today on FanDuel Sportsbook. New to FanDuel Sportsbook, sign up today with promo code AWAD. Make every moment more with FanDuel, official sportsbook partner of the NFL. Must be 21 and older and present in Virginia. First online real money wager only. $10 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable free bets that expire 14 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Bunkie Trinity Trophies on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
No hesitation.
West Broad Honda drive summary, 3 plays, 65 yards, minute 10 off the clock. 60-yard pass, Cooper Meads to Jashawn Amin, and Amin did most of the work himself. It was a screen, but great blocking. That play was well set up.
I'll tell you what, Ross is just, I know we go on about him. That was an unspectacular 28-yard return, something like that. But let me tell you something, the last 5 yards, he takes advantage of the fact that people try to manhandle him because of his size, and they try to tackle the football, and he gave a couple of guys a ride the last 5 yards there. Very exciting to watch.
Pitch play goes to Aziz Foster Powell. Going to get across the 35 to the 36.
That bowling ball changes direction pretty quickly, Gary. You know that?
Got some spin to it.
Yeah.
On the tackle for the South.
A lot of oil on those slings.
It's going to take some getting used to, not seeing him in that Springer backfield after the last 2 years.
Yeah, well, 6 years of eligibility.
So is that going to put a capper on the quarter?
I believe, yes. Just as you, from your lips to the clock's ears.
So 27-14 as we go to the fourth. Timeout, Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
For one local RVA business, 54 years in business means quality, integrity, and great customer service. Celebrating their 54th anniversary this year, Bunkie Trinity Trophies wants to thank their loyal and dedicated customers for choosing their awards since 1968. As one of the most recognized names in Richmond high school football, Bunkie Trinity is proud to sponsor local high school football again this year. Thank you for putting Bunkie Trinity on top for 54 years. Bunky Trinity Trophies, 12 East Gray Street along Richmond's historic Linden Road.
High School Football Game of the Week is made possible by West Broad Honda. 2022 models in stock now, or reserve and get exactly what you want. West Broad Honda, Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer. On the web at westbroadhonda.com. Why buy anywhere else? Guests on the Fan 910 appear on the Hadid Rug Cleaning Hotline. For all your Oriental rug cleaning needs, visit HadidMercerRugCleaning.com.
For all of your Oriental rug cleaning needs, just one call to Joe Hadid. Learn more at HadidMercerRugCleaning.com.
The high school football game of the week continues on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
2nd and 5 at the 36 as we begin the fourth quarter. Karan Burton taking the snap, and he'll give the handoff to Ferguson, who gives it back to Elrod, who's throwing a long pass, and that is going to be nearly caught by Grayson Ross, and nearly intercepted. And we'll see who that was on the coverage. Grant Amos from Amelia High School, and then incomplete.
And Amos did a good job of covering that, and actually...
I saw Karan Burton lining up, and I saw Elrod go wide right, and I was like, oh, something's up.
Yeah. And he did what a free safety is supposed to do. He got over there and tried to intercept the ball at its highest point. Nice play.
Okay, so let's see. We got Karan Burton. We got 3 to the ride to the right.
Just twins both sides. Man.
Oh, okay. Handoff straight ahead across the 40, and it's going to be very close to the first down. Will Noel on the carry, and they're going to give it to him.
Good job, Will.
That's a generous spot.
Knew what the line to gain was. Wholesale substitution, including 3 offensive linemen. Very interesting.
Very unusual setup this year. Miles Derricott was on the team, but then was unable to play. That basically you have one quarterback go the whole way for an all-star team. It's very unusual, but that's been the case with Cole Elrod. Wide receiver screen goes complete. That's going to be Aaron Johnson on the catch.
Always got to keep it inside the numbers when you're on the short side of the field. When you're into the boundary, you have to keep it outside the numbers and try to cut back. Got the pursuit traffic got caught up to him.
So this time it'll be Karan Ferguson wide to the left, 3 receivers wide right. Foster Powell, the running back, will get the handoff. Off right tackle, has running room to the 45, turns it upfield to the 50, 45, puts his head down to the 40. That's a flag for a hold that didn't need to happen behind the play.
Right. I watched it. I watched it bounce. They're going to call it. Think you might have a crackback there?
Yeah, I was watching.
If it's a crackback block, it did need to call it.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's what it was.
Yep. Well done,
Adam.
That's why he produces for the 5 time.
Oh, now you get it.
Man, you know a good joke when you steal one. Those are 11:03 right now, Gary. It only took me 3 quarters to do that without you asking for it.
So 6 yards downfield on the run for Aziz Foster Powell in the crackback -15. So a net -9 and a 2nd and 19 at the 32. So this time, 3 receivers. I thought it was going to be a bunch formation, and then they spread out. They just ran out there together.
Right.
Handoff to the 35 and push back. I believe that's going to be Eberhard on the carry.
I will tell you if it's legal, I don't think it's legal because I mean what we got, and Gary just fell prey to it too, is you'll have 4 guys come out to the one side and one of them runs off the field, and it's just the substitution pattern as they go and get them out of the huddle. Like they're having to pull them out of the huddle if they're taking their place.
Okay, Elrod is wide left. Let's see who's taking the snap this time. Back to throw. Now running.
No, that's Elrod throwing.
Oh, that is Elrod throwing. Just totally misled there. But it's incomplete. So a 4th and 16 is coming up, and they'll punt it away.
Yeah, that's Busby was out there.
Yep.
Similar height.
Tyler Black into punt as well. Tell you, those folks out of Goochland, they seem to have a good kicker every year, don't they?
Yep. It's no accident.
There's the kick. Wow.
A rocket shot right there.
Caught at the 17-yard line and immediately dropped.
But you can also tell that nobody had to do any punt protection.
See who made that tackle, Adam. The return, was that Will Noel? Noel? Yeah, okay. The return, the catch was made, and by the way, he caught the punt. That was Chris Drumgoole.
No, that could have been Cameron Williams for the kid from Tucker. No, it wasn't.
It was Noel.
It wasn't, yep.
Chris Drumgoole caught the punt in the air. That was a tough one to catch, and he did.
Yep.
Then he paid for it. Give me a time cue, Coach.
9:41.
27-14, the North leads. South takes over back at its own, 13-yard line?
Yep.
Handoff on first down. Looks like Brandon Rose. And it looks like Cooper Meads is at quarterback.
Definitely Brandon Rose. He's dinged up a little bit. I'll see that.
Gain of 6. 2nd and 4th and 19. Touchdown Club of Richmond puts on the Big River Rivalry All-Star Game. All the money raised today going to 2 local charities. The Boys and Girls Club of Metro Richmond and Feedmore this year are the benefactors. I think raising money for charity is one of the things that sets this game apart. 8th annual event after missing the last 2 years. Wide receiver screen goes complete. Football is fumbled, and that is going to be...
And the Williams kid from Tucker got the fumble.
See who that was that fumbled it. He's walking there. His number's kind of crunched up.
It's the kid from Bird, I think. They lined him up in the backfield. He's
16?
Yes.
Nazir Coley?
No,
that's from, yeah.
Yeah, that's Nazir Coley. That's exactly who that is.
Yes. Yep, because...
So the North takes over.
Yeah, Rose went out. Damon Williams fell on that.
24-yard line. North with the short field. What's the time cue?
9:03.
Elrod. Handoff.
They're all running hard now, aren't they?
That's right. Kamari Eberhardt. You can see why he impressed by everyone this week.
Yeah, he got a start for that, too.
And that's going to move the chains down inside the 15 to the 13, gain of 11.
Bobby Pastor's in the game, running back from deep run. Deep runs representative.
10 seconds to go in the shot clock, on the play clock. Try to jack it up from wherever. Shot clock's running out. Quarterback power. Elrod kicks it to the outside, hurdles one defender. No, it's only if Fauster standing up.
Yeah, really good play there by Elrod. He was supposed to go off tackle, and he bounced it outside because the defender defending C-gap came down hard, and he recognized that he couldn't see the red jersey because whoever was engaged with him, probably offensive tackle, was locked up on him and knew he had his outside shoulder covered, and he bounced it outside. Nice gain, 6 yards.
2nd and 5 at the 8. Aziz Foster Powell fights his way to the 5. Going to be brought down for the South that time by Landon Gibbs from Powhatan.
Short yardage here for, got a player down for the South.
64.
Height, kid from Hopewell.
From Hopewell.
Daryl Height.
One player from each team will be chosen as our players of the game. They'll also be honored on the field as the MVPs, and they'll receive a trophy that somehow has got to find its way from the booth down to the field before the end of the game.
I'm afraid they want us to engrave it before we send it down there.
I think it's engraved, not with the person's name. That would be great clairvoyance.
Well, do you want me to go check over there?
The folks at Bunkie Trinity are top shelf, but I don't think they're that good.
I'll tell you that, though. I bet Chris would work you a Ouija board price.
Lee, we were talking about some kind of special award and about making something work away, and Chris said to Lee, can you do that? He goes, can Gary Hess call a football game?
5 times.
That was more about Lee's quick wit.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was. Handoff goes to Eberhardt, changes direction, sprints for the corner, and he's in for the touchdown.
And that was something that'd be really fancy in the backyard. And he gives the ball a little spin under the scoreboard, which, by the way, is 7:51.
7:51?
Yep.
So it took, after the fumble by the South, it only took 4 plays. And Kamari Eberhardt now has a 2-touchdown game.
And our players of the games become harder and harder.
Extra point is blocked and no good. So 33-14 is the score. We'll take.
Celebrating their 54th anniversary this year, Bunkie Trinity Trophies wants to thank their loyal and dedicated customers for choosing their awards since 1968. As one of the most recognized names in Richmond high school football, Bunkie Trinity is proud to sponsor local high school football again this year. Thank you for putting Bunkie Trinity on top for 54 years. Bunkie Trinity Trophies, 12 East Gray Street along Richmond's historic Linden Row.
Get locked into You Better You Bet, presented by BetMGM, with Nick Costos and Ken Barkley on the BetQL network.
I still think it's Tampa, but I may be going down with the pirate ship on that.
But yeah, I mean, this might be a sinking pirate ship. I mean, who are you going to pick? The Niners? They don't have any players left. You going to pick the Packers? Desperately need to trade for a wide receiver, and one just went to Arizona. Maybe the other one will go to Green Bay.
You Better You Bet, 3 to 7 p.m. Eastern, from the BetQL network.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
4 plays, 24 yards. The West Broad Honda drive summary took 1:12. Kamari Eberhardt with the 5-yard touchdown run. His second of the game, 33-14, and a touchback on the kickoff.
The number 3 man on the left side of the kickoff team, number 6. A late addition to the roster, the Z Foster Powell.
I am very much amused with the, hey, somebody, we have an open roster spot. Oh, who's that guy hanging out? Oh, that's Aleem's brother. Maybe you've heard of him? Stand up running back for the Springers?
Yeah.
You want to play? Yeah, I'll play. I'd love to play.
It's like a Manning brother walking onto the set.
It's Aziz. He's my favorite. First and 10 at the 25. You're killing me, aren't you? First down handoff goes to number 21. That is Sean Douglas from Clover Hill.
The Cavaliers get a little love.
Five yards on that carry. Second and 5 at the 30. Hey, lots of volunteers here today from the Touchdown Club, for the officials, and Blake Petticord doing the PA and all that to raise this money for charity. What a great advertisement for high school football.
Nice pitch and catch there from Trevelyan.
Trevelyan, I believe that went to, was that number 7
Yep.
I saw?
Trey Ferguson.
That was Trey.
All right. Trey, build that resume. I tell you what, Trevelyan saw some good competition this year, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Anybody that's contender in Division 4 saw plenty of action.
So a 3rd and 2 coming up for Dylan Trevelyan and the South offense. Down 33-14. That handoff, is that Brandon Rose? Nope, that's 21 again.
Yeah, I'm thinking Rose might be done for the day.
That was Ashby.
Oh, that was Ashby. Yes, it was.
Oh, good. We haven't seen a whole lot of him. And Grady Fred's head on that tackle and
got the 2 yards he needed to move the chains. 1st and 10.
Yeah, Eric Brett made a nice play there too.
Long pass, has a receiver out there, and it was a little behind him, and the defenders got a chance to catch up.
Yep. I
believe that was intended for Amin.
No, that was Ferguson.
That is Ferguson.
And that was almost a Lynn Swan Super Bowl catch. Ball almost bounced down to him while he was falling to the ground. One thing I like about the All-Star games, the way the South is doing it, it's got it on the wristbands, and the skilled guys can get back in place. Ferguson again.
They throw it to Ferguson?
Yes.
Sorry, I was looking down for a second.
Nope.
They've been going slow, so they went fast.
Legitimate question.
Takes the number 7.
Gain of 2.
Yep. Spotted at the 37, where it'll be 3rd and 8. Nope, they're going to only give him a yard.
Freddie Bayhead on the stop for the North. And 3rd and 9, 36.
So a 3rd and 9 snap coming up for Trevelyan in the South. Back to throw. Wheel route to Ashby to the 40, close to a 1st down.
There you go, nice call. And
that will move the chains. Go ahead, sorry.
He's showing his capabilities.
Shelton on the stop for the North.
5:29.
So 11 yards on the pitch and catch. 1st and 10 at the 47. Back to throw, Trevelyan rolling to the right. Will go underneath.
It should be incomplete.
And it is.
Yep, nice catch. Just hung out over the sideline a little bit.
No force out rule.
No.
That was definitely Deshaun Amin.
Yeah. Good little skill player. And he's all over the place. He played all over the place for Bird, too.
Took snaps. Remember, he had that Wildcat package he played when we did the mid-load game? 33-14 is the score in favor of the North. 2 punt returns for touchdowns, one by Karan Ferguson, one by Grayson Ross. 2 touchdown runs for Kamari Eberhardt.
Empty backfield, Ashby.
Rolling to the left, Trevelyan. Now he'll throw. Has a receiver wide open who comes back to the near side. That's Trey Ferguson. He's going to turn it upfield down to the 15, down to the 20-yard line.
That's a wonderful throw by Trevelyan too. But
great job of turning his body since he was a right-hander rolling to the left.
And by the way, Ashby's purpose, they split him out of the backfield. His purpose was just to crack down on the outside pass rusher. And
32 yards on the pitch and catch to the 21-yard line. Trevelyan rolls right, looks to the end zone, in the corner, and it was nearly intercepted, and the receiver became the defensive back and did a good job of breaking that up. That was Trey Bagby, the receiver from Monacan, who broke up that what was certainly to be an interception. And look, the defender's making himself do push-ups in the end zone.
Yeah. 4:48, Gary, on the clock.
Let's see who that was who punished himself.
Oh, that's
that was Aleem
That's
Foster.
Powell. That's the other Powell. You know what?
That's what Coach Simmons would make me do.
Yeah. If they, the old Kmart there on 9 Mile Road, if they got a game going on in that parking lot tomorrow, I think these Powell brothers will be there.
Coach Johnson told me there's 5 Foster Powell kids, 4 guys and a girl. Said the girl might be the best athlete of all of them.
And a lot to be said for that girl in the middle. I'm assuming she's somewhere in the middle.
You know, I don't know the answer.
Yeah.
Procedure penalty. 2nd and 15 back at the 26.
Little pro.
Trevelyan has Ashby in the backfield with him. Receiver in motion towards us. Ashby will get Barry, will get the call, and Marquise Vincent says,
Oh, there you go. That's 2 tackles for a loss
and 2 struts.
You know, he would excel in a game where you're getting primarily man-to-man blocks. He's just real tough to deal with. He's got such good, twitch and change direction and strength. And he's got the attitude, too.
3rd and 17 here in what is 4-down territory for the South. Back to throw Trevelyan. Looking toward the end zone. Has a receiver out there. And it's going to be caught by Amin. What are they going to say? Waiting. They're going to call it a touchdown. What a catch by Deshaun Amin.
He earned it. You got to give Trevelyan, I think it was a nice choice of receivers under the circumstances. Needed something to happen fast. 4:02, 33-20, pending the extra point.
Number 39, John Davis, to attempt the extra points.
They're going to kick it. What a catch by Deshaun Amin. 28-yard touchdown.
Offside.
Yeah, somebody jumped offside. They're going to re-kick it. You should have let that play through.
Encroachment against the North.
Yeah, we're going to send Adam down with the trophies. See the guy in the gray hoodie right there?
Mm-hmm.
That's Ryan Turnage. He might be able to help you with who to give the trophies to.
Sounds good.
Extra point, nearly blocked. Matter of fact, I think the defender overran it
yes, he did.
because the kicker was so slow, and it ends up being good. We'll take time out on Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
Hey guys, it's AWAD for my friends at Luster by Adolph. Luster is a locally owned full-service jewelry store featuring on-site jewelry repairs, a local watchmaker, appraisals on site, and they will take the time to help you pick out just the right thing because life's special moments deserve Luster. Head there today and tell them AWAD sent you. I love Robin and Daniel and the whole team at Luster by Adolph.
Hit the easy button this holiday season. Gift cards from Colonial Shooting Academy are fully loaded and ready for a blast. Give the gift of safety and fun to your friends and family this holiday season at 6020 West Broad Street or colonialshooting.com.
High school football game of the week is made possible by West Broad Honda. 2022 models in stock now, or reserve and get exactly what you want. West Broad Honda, Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer. On the web at westbroadhonda.com. Why buy anywhere else?
You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you in part by Bunkie Trinity Trophies on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
Back at Dave Field, Randolph Macon College. Big River Rivalry, a little onside kick. South trying to erase a 12-point deficit, trailing the North 33-21. 3:54 to go now in the fourth quarter. And the North will set up shop on the 48-yard line.
West Broad Honda drive summary, 11 plays, 75 yards, 3:49 off the clock. 28-yard touchdown pass, Dylan Trevelyan to Jashawn Amin.
Trevelyan's been a really stabilizing force in this offense here.
North with great field position at the 48. Noel on first down, gets the call.
Yeah, Noel missed his aiming point that time. Had a really nice block on the power there by Marshawn Harris from Holland Springs. And he busted it outside. And again, sometimes offenses run things a little bit different. The aiming points different, what they're used to. They're not being taught to wind, to play back, those type of things.
Give me some thoughts on MVPs on both teams as we sit here at this point with about 3 minutes to go.
All right. Well, I'd love to see stats, but I know it's.
I'll have to give them to you in a minute. I'm close, but I'm not quite there yet.
Well, certainly one of the more interesting characters just carried the ball in the jet sweep. But Grayson Ross will have. I will carry that play, that punt return, with me a long time, as long as we're doing this game. 3 minutes to go, and the South has called timeout, I believe.
Yes, they have.
Well, I think they deducted one from the North. I don't know. No, they did. You're right. All right, so evidently, head coach Earl Kinney circling the offense. There, he was complaining about it. Why am I out here in December? Because he loves it.
Yeah, he got it bad, doesn't he?
Yeah, he really does. I'm really fascinated. I know circumstances helped it a lot, but I'm fascinated on Elrod, with Elrod's job, being able to be multi-purpose. I knew he was going to be able to handle that kind of load for sure.
3rd and 9, Elrod back to throw. Looking for Noel on the wheel, and it's underthrown, incomplete.
Yeah, they really good call play that time by 11 from the South. Chris Drumgold did a great job of reading that wheel route, and if Elrod had thrown that ball to the intended target, it would have been a pick six the other way. And so that was a quick 3 and out, which is exactly what the South needed. You kind of wish they could have done the same thing further down the field.
So let me throw it. You wanted some stats. I'll give you some stats. I just did some quick figuring. Trey Ferguson has 6 catches for 130 yards and 1 touchdown. Jashawn Amin has 3 catches for 89 yards and 2 touchdowns.
And by the way, the NORAD has just picked up that punt and just sent it practically over the scoreboard. Evidently, that's a pooch punt. Tyler Black, he's got his, he hit it too good.
What's the time? What's the time cue?
2:35, 2:36, something like that. I got a stanchion in front of me for the net.
So the ball will be placed at the 25-yard line. Cole Elrod now. Cole Elrod is 5 for 13 for 74 yards and 10 carries for 69 yards. And he's played the whole game at quarterback. For the North, who else did you want to know about? Grayson Ross has, let's see, 3 carries for 6 yards, no catches, and of course that highlight reel punt return.
How about Trey Ferguson for the South?
I told you, Trey Ferguson has 6 catches for 130 and a touchdown. Jashawn Amin has 3 catches for 89 and 2 touchdowns. And Dylan Trevelyan Well, Trevelyan and Meads are now both putting up some numbers. Okay, the first down carry is a sack. That's Trevelyan. Sacked by,
That was Abbey.
guess what? Marquise Vincent was involved in that.
Jason Abbey got that one.
Abbey got that one.
Vincent was in the congratulatory group they followed.
So a 6-yard loss, 2nd and 16 at the 19. Where are we at on time?
2:25.
Okay. Hold out here, see if another one of those two guys makes a play. Trevelyan ducks out of the rush, or the first wave. He doesn't get the second wave. Second wave gets him again. Now it's just tee-off time.
Now that's
that was
Abbey. Vincent and Abbey that time.
Yeah, those two guys have done okay today.
Yep. Yeah, so evidently the North defensive linemen have bonded a little bit. Clarence Hicks.
Karan Ferguson has 1 carry for 15 yards and then the punt return for a touchdown. So 3rd and 22 coming up at the 13-yard line.
With Abbey and Vincent on one end and Sincere Hicks at 3:30, at 6'7", 330. Pretty interesting.
Okay, I guess we need to make a decision and send Adam on down.
Okay.
So once again, during this timeout, I have Trey Ferguson at 6 catches for 130 yards, and Jashawn Amin 3 for 89. Amin's also had a kickoff return that was pretty good too. So there you go.
That's a pick'em.
I know, it really is.
I mean, I will tell you this: they literally Trey Ferguson's catch in the first quarter was, the South had done nothing.
Got him going.
Yeah.
Okay, what about for the North? Cole Elrod, I think I figured 5 of 13 for 70-some yards, 10 carries for 69 is the leading rusher in the game. Okay, on 3rd and 22, underneath pass, goes complete and out of bounds.
I mean, I like Elrod for that award, and I realize that.
Well, I mean, Ross made the punt return. Karan Ferguson made the punt return. Aziz Foster Powell has, 9 carries for 35 yards and a touchdown.
And 1 good catch.
And Kamari Eberhardt, 8 carries for 18, 29, and 8 is 37. Eberhardt's got 9 carries for 40-some yards and a touchdown.
Nice little break up there. Faison.
Yep.
And it looks like the North will take over. And Gary, I'm going to stick with Elrod.
Okay, so we're going to go with Trey Ferguson and Cole Elrod. Got it?
As our player of the game.
Okay. And in both cases, there could have been You can talk to Ryan. I don't know who's presenting them, but.
Yep. $151. Elrod off tackle. 5-yard gain.
The other thing I'll say is, amidst all the hubbub, they put the game in his hands all day today.
Yep. I mean, like I said, do you have any doubt that Darcott couldn't have done the same thing? I don't.
Nope, me either.
But I'm not sure somebody that's played as many downs as Elrod for his team would be good sitting on the bench. It's just funny how that kind of thing works. But I will tell you, Trevelyan did a really good job of settling this offense down, too. He was the answer down the stretch.
And the handoff this time goes to Eberhardt, who you could have easily given it to.
Exactly.
The MVP award.
And up to number 12, Kamari Eberhardt.
Plus, Gary.
Now, I love the fact that this game, in our minds, has kind of become a celebration of the year in high school football in the RVA, and this has been befitting of that.
I don't think there's any question. One of the surprise teams in Division IV, the Hanover Hawks.
Keep it on the clock for me.
And And, of course, the great season that Trinity had over there, undefeated season. Elrod off tackle again, another couple of yards.
What's the clock say?
19 seconds.
They will not need to snap it again. That will do it.
Headgears are coming off for both the coaches and the players. And it's another beautiful year in the 804.
Yep, as it comes to an end. And the final score here is 33-21. Is that what the scoreboard says?
Yes, sir.
So I got it right. There we go. 33-21. The North wins and takes Big River Rivalry number 8. Post game next on Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
The clock says 0, but we've still got more action ahead. Up next, the post-game report, where we'll chat with a winning coach and award the Bunkie Trinity Trophies Player of the Game on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM.
High School Football Game of the Week is made possible by West Broad Honda. 2022 models in stock now, or reserve and get exactly what you want. West Broad Honda, Central Virginia's #1 Honda dealer. On the web at westbroadhonda.com. Why buy anywhere else?
Scott Graham here from Westwood One. The Week 15 Sunday night matchup features NFC East action when the Washington Commanders host the New York Giants. Just 2 weeks ago, they played to a tie. Now, a win is needed to improve playoff chances. Ryan Rackey and Mike Mayock have the call on air and on the free live stream, sponsored by AutoZone on Sunday Night Football.
Get ready for the game with more details and preview at westwoodonesports.com.
O'Reilly. Don't risk getting stranded with a bad battery. Our professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts will test your battery for free. If your battery does need to be replaced, we'll help you find the best battery for your vehicle and your budget. Don't wait until your battery is dead. Get it tested for free today at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guests on the Fan 910 appear on the Hadid Rug Cleaning Hotline. For all your Oriental rug cleaning needs, visit HadidMercerRugCleaning.com.
For all of your Oriental rug cleaning needs, just one call to Joe Hadid. Learn more at HadidMercerRugCleaning.com.
Beautiful day to play some football, boys. Let's go.
Sounds of Washington Commanders football.
Go bludgeon the rest.
On the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM. You're listening to the High School Football Game of the Week on the new Sports Radio 910 The Fan, now at 105.1 FM. Now to wrap up tonight's game and hand out the Bunkie Trinity Trophies Players of the Game, here's Gary Hess and Gary Criswell.
We're back at Day Field at Randolph-Macon College, and the 2022 season is in the books, and it feels like home, Gary, coming back and having and after 2 years of absence, having this All-Star game, the Big River Rivalry. This year, won for the 5th time in 8 games by the North, 33-21. Our players of the game for the South, Trey Ferguson from Trinity Episcopal and Cole Elrod for the North.
It was hard to make that decision, but when push comes to shove, they put the game in Cole Elrod's hands, and he was very productive.
It was well received by his teammates, I can promise.
And then you could have easily given it to Deshaun Amin, but 6 for 130 and a touchdown for Trey Ferguson, so 2 solid choices there. Let's recap the scoring for you very quickly. Teron Ferguson with a highlight reel 49-yard punt return was all the scoring in the first quarter, 7-0 North. That 83-yard touchdown pass, Dylan Trevelyan to Trey Ferguson, made it 7-7. Grayson Ross had a 61-yard punt return. It was even more of a highlight reel. That made it 14-7. Then Aziz Foster, 14-7. early in the third quarter. The third quarter belonged to the North for the most part. Elrod to Aziz Foster-Powell, 52 yards for a 21-7 lead. Then Kamari Eberhardt, 18-yard run for a 27-7 lead. Meads to Jashawn Amin. Eberhardt with his second touchdown run. And then Dylan Trevelyan to Jashawn Amin. That wrapped up the scoring. 33-21 is the final score. We'll be back with final stats after this timeout. You are listening to high school football on Sports Radio 910 The Fan.
Guests on the Fan 910 appear on the Hadid Rug Cleaning Hotline. For all your Oriental rug cleaning needs, visit HadidMercerRugCleaning.com.
For all of your Oriental rug cleaning needs, just one call to Joe Hadid. Learn more at HadidMercerRugCleaning.com.
Hi, this is Tom Leonard from Tom Leonard's Farmers Market. Direct from our Midwest ranchers. Whole fork tender filet mignon or bone-in rib roast, $12.99 a pound. Wow, that's the best price for your holiday dinner in town. Cold water lobster tails, 2 for $14. Extra large wild-caught Gulf shrimp, $9.99 a pound. Wow. All Dietz & Watson meats and cheeses, $7.99 a pound. Tom Leonard's Farmers Market, open every day, 8 to 8, where the customer's always right. Hope to see you there.